Haberle ganado y cómo te sientes ahorita siendo campeón mundial.
Pues la verdad me siento muy contento, creo que pues fue una gran pelea, como lo teníamos pensado, ir a buscar el knockout desde el primer round y pues más que nada muy contento, tanto yo como todo mi equipo de haberles traído este título a Tijuana y pues obviamente me siento muy motivado, muy concentrado para lo que es pues mi siguiente pelea y pues para mi futuro, me estoy muy motivado.
I feel very happy to bring that victory to the people of Tijuana. Everything went the way I had it planned, getting her from the beginning of the first round. I'm very concentrated now for the future, to what's coming next.
In terms of that fight, it was very apparent you had a very big size advantage over Saddam Ali. But were you surprised that you were able to knock him down 4 times in the fight? Did that surprise you at all?
Dice, en la pelea se vio una diferencia de tamaños increíble, pero tú te sorprendiste que lo tumbaste 4 veces en lo que duró la pelea. ¿Te sorprendiste de eso?
No, pues yo sabía, pues yo ya había mirado peleas de él. ¿Quieres traducir?
I say, I already saw videos of his fights.
Y la verdad yo sabía que en el momento que yo lo agarrara, pues iba a pasar eso, lo iba a poner mal o lo iba a tumbar.
So I knew that at the moment we were able to connect him, I was going to hurt him and I was going to be able to knock him out.
Now you mentioned at the end of your fight, thank you to the Nevada Commission for them not allowing you to fight Gennady Golovkin because you got this big opportunity. Do you ever think about what would have happened if you would have taken that Golovkin fight, seeing what happened with this fight, you becoming world champion?
Durante la pelea, después que terminó la pelea, le agradeciste a la Comisión Atlética de Nevada por no dejarte haber peleado con Golovkin, pero ¿te imaginas ahora qué hubiera pasado si hubieras peleado con Golovkin?
Pues yo pienso que habría sido una gran pelea pues de muchos golpes, a lo mejor pues yo le tengo un gran respeto, sé que es un peleador demasiado fuerte, entonces, pero creo que yo también tengo la pegada y la fortaleza que si yo lo hubiera agarrado, también lo hubiera podido tumbar.
I know it was going to be a tough fight, a lot of punches during that fight. I know I have a lot of respect for Golovkin. I know he's a strong fighter, but I know what I have to. I know I'm very strong. I hit very hard, so I know that maybe if I would connect him too, probably I could have hurt her also.
You're in a division that's stacked with a lot of great competition, world champions like Jermell Charlo, Jarrett Hurd. When you look at the picture, is the target unifying for you? Is that what you want to do?
Estás en una división donde hay mucho talento, muchos campeones, Jermell Charlo, Herm. ¿Te ves unificando los títulos?
Sí, claro que sí, ¿por qué no? A finales de este año yo pienso que me gustaría unificar mi título. No sé la verdad con quién, pero me gustaría unificarlo.
Yes, that's actually what I would like to do by the end of this year. I don't know which one, but I would like to unify the titles.
In terms of your ring return, when are you going to get back into the ring, and do you have an opponent in mind that you'll be facing to defend your title?
¿Cuándo regresas otra vez al ring y ya tienes un oponente en mente con quien vas a defender tu título?
Sí, todavía no es seguro, pero al parecer fecha tentativa tenemos el 21 de julio aquí en California contra Liam Smith, que es la defensa mandatoria.
Yeah, we don't really have a exact date yet, but tentatively July 21st against Liam Smith is the mandatory defense.
I know Liam Smith was Ali's original opponent. You came in last minute because of the injury that Liam Smith had. How does that fight play out? And do you think you'll have a dominant performance against Liam Smith like you did against Saddam Ali?
Con Liam Smith, pues era el oponente original de Saddam Ali, pero se lastimó, entonces tú entraste en último minuto, pero ahora tú que enfrentas a Liam Smith, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Crees que lo vas a poder dominar igual que a Saddam Ali?
Sí, la verdad yo pues me siento muy fuerte, me siento pues más que nada motivado, voy a entrenar muy fuerte para esa pelea, que ya pues no falta mucho, pero sí creo que puedo dominar a Liam Smith así como dominé a Saddam Ali.
Yeah, I feel very motivated, I'm very concentrated and I'm looking forward for that fight. I think yes, I can dominate Liam Smith just like I did with Saddam Ali.
Like I mentioned earlier, your division is a stacked division. You want to unify, you said, at the end of the year or maybe potentially next year. When the dust settles, who do you think will be the fighter that you will be unifying against?
Dice, como te dijo anteriormente, pues quieres unificar los títulos al final del año, principios del otro año. Cuando todo ya las aguas se calmen, ¿con quién realmente crees tú que unificarías el título?
Yo pienso que después de pelear con Liam Smith, y si Dios quiere todo sale bien, yo pienso que unificaría con Jarrett Hart.
Yeah, I think after beating Liam Smith, if everything's alright, everything comes out the way I want to, I think Harm will be the one I would like to unify.
That's a great fight because you come forward, Hurt comes forward. I think it'll be an action-packed fight. Jaime, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Congratulations once again. You're with Jaime Munguia taking on Liam Smith coming up July 21st in California. Site not yet announced, but look forward to his ring return.
If you haven't seen Jaime's fight against Saddam Ali, you have to check it out. Jaime is a beast inside the ring, and I can't wait to see him fight Jarrett Hurd. Two big 154-pounders going toe-to-toe. It is going to be explosive. Next up, author and boxing manager Adrian Clark is on a crusade to help professional fighters learn the sport of boxing so they can protect themselves and their money as they navigate the rough waters of the business side of boxing. Adrian sits down with our very own Armando Barino for a one-on-one about the changing sport of boxing.
I think that's the focal point that most people don't take is the average guy. And I was just talking about this last night. Like, don't think about the Anthony Joshuas and the Errol Spences and the Klitschko's and the Charlos, those guys that have made millions in their careers. Like, those guys, or the Floyd Mayweathers for that matter.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, this is probably one of the biggest rarities that you'll ever see in the sport of boxing. Don't think about those guys. Think about a guy like an Eric Molina or a Jerry Belmontes or a James De La Rosa. Of course, I named three guys that I've helped out in their careers.
Yeah.
But they're guys that are not household names. They didn't make millions of dollars in the sport, and they sacrificed 10 plus years of their livelihood to the sport of boxing. So just to relate to an individual that is looked at as an average Joe,
yeah.
You've spent 10 years of your life working. So every month you have a certain amount of income that flows in. You're not hurting for money. Even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you know something is coming in, and you know you got hours at your job. So you know, if nothing else, your bills and family will be taken care of. The life of a professional boxer, if there's 12 months in a calendar year, you'll be lucky to get 4 fights out of that calendar year. And if you don't have a job that you're working on the side that can make ends meet, or if you don't have someone that's behind you that's providing a stipend or something like that, you're really sacrificing 4 months out of the year to make however much money and get however many wins to try to get one step closer to a championship fight. So you're sacrificing 10 years of your life not working for this one big moment to win a championship and to make a lot of money that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And if I could put all this on paper and I can give you a choice of which route would you take, would you rather take the safe route to where 10 years you're getting paid every month out of the year, you know something is coming in, or would you rather take this other route to where you only get maybe in the first year 4 fights, second year maybe 3 fights, third year you probably get 4 fights again, and all the numbers are equaling up to you make $25,000 at the end of the year, you make $30,000 at the end of the next year, then third year maybe you get lucky and you make $70,000. Would you rather go with that, or would you rather go with what's easy? And most people would take the easy route. So the fighters are taking one hell of a sacrifice, but once the business is broken down and the numbers I just named, 70, 50, 30, you don't come out with those numbers because your overhead expenses are so high based off of the sport not being regulated. So your 70,000 turns into 30,000, and your 50,000 turns into 25,000, and your 25,000 turns into 10,000 based off of you paying up to 43% in overhead expenses just based off of your management and your training. So it's a lot to take in, but once you really break down the numbers and you see the sacrifice the professional boxers are taking, it's not for everyone, and everyone does not take the sacrifice of being a professional boxer and going through what they go through.
Yeah, you definitely have to love it. You definitely have to be dedicated to it. And the story of what you're describing is consistent throughout the sport. Doing the working with the smaller promoters with the show Best in Boxing. I meet these kids over and over and over again, where they get up in the morning, they do their run, they go to work, they work a full 8-hour day, or sometimes they have 2 jobs, then they go train at night. And this is not a one-time, this is not a one-year thing. This is a multi-year for a lot of these kids, and in the hopes that they get a big payday. And then hopefully they have the right team around them so that they don't end up broke at the end of that big payday. Because with the taxes, with the management fees, with the trainer fees, the promoter, depending on what promoter you have, some of the promoters will take a piece of the purse. Right. And by the time you're done, all that work, years and years and years, I mean, you probably make more working at McDonald's with some of these guys. And so you have to love the sport in order to do it. You have to have that dream has to be alive for them in order to do it. And I see a lot of guys, they'll do it for a little bit, but then they'll fall out because it's just too difficult. It's just too difficult for them.
I completely agree with you. Completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough game inside the ring. I think it's even tougher outside the ring because of all they have to deal with it.
I think it's more tough inside the ring, outside the ring than it is inside the ring. At least they love what's going on inside the ring. Outside the ring, they don't understand exactly what's going on because there's no knowledge of it when you turn pro from amateur. Like, there's no symposium where there's nothing to say, okay, you know what? I know you guys love what goes on inside the ring, but in the next couple of hours, the next couple of days, we're going to break down to you how it gets outside of the ring and what goes on behind the scenes. And after that, let's see if you still love this and want to go forward with this as is. And I think that's the part that I'll be more comfortable with at the end of the day. And I hope I don't take one of your questions later on and answer it now. But at the end of the day, if there could be a symposium set up for fighters, amateur, even if they're not going to be world champions, even if they're just the average guys that didn't have a big amateur background, that aren't looked at as the next big thing in boxing, if they are sat down and over, whether it be a couple of hours or 2 days, if things are broken down to them, how this business is going to go and what they're sacrificing, if all of that is broken down and they can take home handouts, pamphlets, whatever it may be, if all of that can happen, then they are knowledgeable at that point on, and they know what they're getting into going forward. So whatever happens going forward, they've been equipped with the necessary tools to move forward, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse about, oh man, well, I didn't know, or no one told me. Like, no, you knew because we prepared you at the symposium. That honestly will be everything for me if that can happen within the next year.
Adrian is definitely an inspiration and someone that fighters should seek out for advice. You can watch the full interview on Best in Boxing's YouTube page, youtube.com/Best in Boxing. Go ahead and type in Adrian Clark into the Best in Boxing search and his video will pop up.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. We know people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Hot prospect Kevin Torres allowed our BIB embedded team into his camp as he prepared for tonight's fight. We sat down with Kevin and his trainer, Carlos Barragan, to talk about where Kevin is now in his career and where the future champ wants to go.
Representing House of Boxing San Diego, California, hailing out of Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Mexico, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
My pro debut was at 154, so I've been working slowly down to 140. My next fight, June 22nd, is going to be at 145. But eventually, when I'm going for my title belt, I'm going to go at 140.
Saul Rios brought him to me that since he was related to him, and I seen a great future for the kid. That's what caught my attention. He's very fast, agile, and he could take a punch. I seen him in a sparring session. He took a punch really well, but he was really quick. He had really good footwork. With his strength, his quickness, his reaction, and his ability to fight, I really see really positive things in him. And that's one of the reasons why I said I want to be a part of the project.
Coming down here to San Diego with Carlos, it's been a game changer for me because he, it's my first time being in a professional manner with Carlos. He's always there. It's a one-on-one sessions most of the time. Having my coach there, he's always there pushing me. Having like my own personal coach is just great because it's always one-on-one session. I feel like I learn the most one-on-one, and he gives all his attention, all his effort in me.
He's also fast. He's got a lot of good footwork, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout of Javier Oleche with a resounding hook there.
He reacts very fast. The head movement, and then to counterpunch, you need some really quick movement, and that kid already had it. Take away some of the slapping shots and just have him sit down a little bit better, and make him into a pro-style fighter where he can hit, not get hit, but hit again, and be just at the end of a shot where we're in the fire, but we're not getting burnt. So I saw that, and I thought, hey, well, I could add this and this. I won't reinvent the wheel. What I'll do is just polish the stone and make it into a diamond. Well, there it is. He's Diamond Boy.
I'm one of the top prospects here in San Diego and all of Tijuana. And I think people are starting to get to know my name. People are starting to see my fights more. There's random people who are just like, hey, I like your fight. I saw you on YouTube. And it's pretty awesome. And, it feels good to show people what I can be made of.
An old boxing man told me a promoter promotes, a manager manages, a fighter fights, and a trainer trains. It's the road to success is going to be up to the manager and the promoter, but they're going to ask my input. But as long as we work together as a team, we do have something here with Kevin Torres.
I got that confidence in myself. I think I got that ring intelligence. I know when to adapt, and I know when to make the right move. And, I think I have a good chance to become a world champion at 140.
The Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres, he definitely gives new meaning to the phrase hot prospect. If his looks could fight, he is already a champ to me. Check him out tonight when he steps into the ring. I know I will be.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. People just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Initially, tonight's card had 3 more fights, but due to injuries and a change in a trainer, all 3 fights were removed from the card. Fan favorite Mario Ramirez injured his right hand in training. Prospect Gilbert Garcia ruptured his right eardrum from a head clash during his last fight. The injury did not heal on its own, so Gilbert will have to undergo surgery to repair the damaged ear. Fighter Kevin Otley was set to make his return to BIB after almost a year off the show. Kevin, who has been looking for a new trainer and has had a rough go as of late, has lost 2 out of his last 4 fights. He is going back to his old trainer, Berlin Kearney. We certainly wish the 2 of them the best of luck as they begin to reshape Kevin's career. We hope to see them back on Best in Boxing soon.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Global Sports Streaming, the creator of Best in Boxing, is now entering phase 2 of their plan to bring fans more fight action. This coming September 1st, GSS will be launching Best in MMA, a new series bringing live mixed martial art direct to the fans. Tune in to GS Streaming on Facebook and Best in MMA. We have a lot of exciting news coming in the next half of 2018, so tune in for all your fight news and fight action. That's it for our first pre-show. Please follow us on Facebook at Best in Boxing and on Instagram at best_in_boxing and of course on globalsportsstreaming.com. Sit back and enjoy all the fights and Best in Boxing. I'd like to acknowledge the retirement of boxer Armando Tovar. Armando was a warrior in every sense of the word inside the ring.
House of Boxing, San Diego, California, USA. Armando Tovar.
Well, I love to go to work because the thing is that it just excites you when you're in there. You just want to hear the people just shout your name, and it gets people excited. And I mean, I'm a people's person. Like I like to make my fans happy. So
Armando's crowd-pleasing, come-forward style will surely be missed by the boxing community and with the fans that love to watch him fight. Armando made his pro debut in August of 2015 and made his first appearance on Best in Boxing in February of 2016. Armando quickly became a fan favorite of the show for his aggressive style. Armando was trained out of the House of Boxing by Carlos Barragan and was loved by all of his stablemates. We are definitely going to miss him. Good luck, Armando, in the next chapter of your life.
Hello, everybody. This is Marcos Viegas being joined here with the WBO 154-pound champion, Jaime Munguia. First up, Jaime, huge win over Saddam Ali. You've had a few weeks since your fight. How do you feel about the performance you had, and how is it to be a world champion now for you?
Gran pelea contra Sandoval, hiciste una gran presentación. ¿Cómo te sientes haberle ganado y cómo te sientes ahorita siendo campeón mundial?
Pues la verdad me siento muy contento. Creo que pues fue una gran pelea, como lo teníamos pensado, ir a buscar el knockout desde el primer round y pues más que nada muy contento, tanto yo como todo mi equipo de haberles traído este título a Tijuana y pues obviamente me siento muy motivado, muy concentrado para lo que es pues mi siguiente pelea y pues para mi futuro, me estoy muy motivado.
I feel very happy to bring that victory to the people of Tijuana. Everything went the way I had it planned, getting her from the beginning of the first round. I'm very concentrated now to the future, to what's coming next.
In terms of that fight, it was very apparent you had a very big size advantage over Saddam Ali. But were you surprised that you were able to knock him down 4 times in the fight? Did that surprise you at all?
Dice, en la pelea se vio una diferencia de tamaños increíble, pero tú te sorprendiste que lo tumbaste 4 veces en lo que duró la pelea. ¿Te sorprendiste de eso?
No, pues yo sabía, pues yo ya había mirado peleas de él. ¿Quieres traducir?
I say, I already saw videos of his fights.
Y la verdad yo sabía que en el momento que yo lo agarrara, pues iba a pasar eso, lo iba a poner mal o lo iba a tumbar.
So I knew that at the moment we were able to connect him, I was going to hurt him, and I was going to be able to knock him out.
Now, you mentioned at the end of your fight, thank you to the Nevada Commission for them not allowing you to fight Gennady Golovkin because you got this big opportunity. Do you ever think about what would have happened if you would have taken that Golovkin fight, seeing what happened with this fight, you becoming world champion?
Durante la pelea, después que terminó la pelea, le agradeciste a la Comisión Atlética de Nevada por no dejarte haber peleado con Golovkin, pero ¿te imaginas ahora qué hubiera pasado si hubieras peleado con Golovkin?
Pues yo pienso que habría sido una gran pelea pues de muchos golpes, a lo mejor, y pues yo le tengo un gran respeto, sé que es un peleador demasiado fuerte, entonces, pero creo que yo también tengo la pegada y la fortaleza que si yo lo hubiera agarrado, también lo hubiera podido tumbar.
I know it was going to be a tough fight, a lot of punches during the fight. I know I have a lot of respect for Golovkin. I know he's a strong fighter, but I know what I have to. I know I'm very strong. I hit very hard, so I know that maybe if I would have connected to, probably I could have hurt her also.
You're in a division that's stacked with a lot of great competition, world champions like Jermell Charlo, Jarrett Hurd. When you look at the picture, is the target unifying for you? Is that what you want to do?
Estás en una división donde hay mucho talento, muchos campeones, Jermell Charlo, Herm. ¿Te ves unificando los títulos?
Sí, claro que sí, ¿por qué no? A finales de este año yo pienso que me gustaría unificar mi título. No sé la verdad con quién, pero me gustaría unificarlo.
Yes, that's actually what I would like to do by the end of this year. I don't know which one, but I would like to unify the titles.
In terms of your ring return, when are you going to get back into the ring, and do you have an opponent in mind that you'll be facing to defend your title?
¿Cuándo regresas otra vez al ring y ya tienes un oponente en mente con quien vas a defender tu título?
Sí, todavía no es seguro, pero al parecer fecha tentativa tenemos el 21 de julio aquí en California contra Liam Smith, que es la defensa mandatoria.
Yeah, we don't really have a exact date yet, but tentatively July 21st against Liam Smith is the mandatory defense.
I know Liam Smith was Ali's original opponent. You came in last minute because of the injury that Liam Smith had. How does that fight play out? And do you think you'll have a dominant performance against Liam Smith like you did against Saddam Ali?
Con Liam Smith, pues era el oponente original de Saddam Ali, pero pues se lastimó, entonces tú entraste en último minuto, pero ahora tú que enfrentas a Liam Smith, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Crees que lo vas a poder dominar igual que a Saddam Ali?
Sí, la verdad, yo pues me siento muy fuerte, me siento pues más que nada motivado, voy a entrenar muy fuerte para esa pelea, que ya pues no falta mucho, pero sí, creo que puedo dominar a Liam Smith así como dominé a Saddam Ali.
Yeah, I feel very motivated, I'm very concentrated, and I'm looking forward for that fight. I think, yes, I can dominate Liam Smith just like I did with Saddam Ali.
Like I mentioned earlier, your division is a stacked division. You want to unify, you said, at the end of the year or maybe potentially next year. When the dust settles, who do you think will be the fighter that you will be unifying against?
Dice, como te dijo anteriormente, pues quieres unificar los títulos al final del año, principios del otro año. Cuando todo ya las aguas se calmen, ¿con quién realmente crees tú que unificarías el título?
Yo pienso que después de pelear con Liam Smith, y si Dios quiere todo sale bien, yo pienso que unificaría con Jarrett Hart.
Yeah, I think after beating Liam Smith, if everything's alright, everything comes out the way I want to, I think Harm will be the one I would like to unify.
That's a great fight because you come forward, Hurt comes forward. I think it'll be an action-packed fight. Jaime, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Congratulations once again. You're with Jaime Munguia taking on Liam Smith coming up July 21st in California. Site not yet announced, but look forward to his ring return. We are live here from the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. I'm Marcos Villegas, and welcome to this Friday night fight edition of the Best in Boxing, brought to you by Fight Up TV. Now, we will be streaming live fights for you, 9 in total for your viewing pleasure. And in our main event, we're going to see the highly accomplished and highly touted Cuban national champion Marcos Forestal, who sports a record of 8-0, going up against the very tough Daniel Vega here tonight. Now, I'm being joined by my broadcast partner, Chris Martin. Chris, you're very familiar with Forestal. You spent some time with him in the gym, actually. What can fans expect from him, and what type of style does it bring inside the ring?
Well, guys, you can expect a very schooled boxer. The Cuban boxers are well known for being a good school of boxing, but not your typical Cuban boxer, not your Eddie Lara, not your Rigondeaux. Forestal, he comes to fight. He comes to fight. He brings the action. He has a fan-friendly style, and that's what the fans are going to see here tonight. A very good fan-friendly fight.
Now, Forestal has a very interesting backstory. He's bounced around throughout his career from manager to manager. At one point, he was signed with the highly influential Al Heyman. From there, he went to Gary Hyde, the former manager of Guillermo Rigondeaux. And then he decided to stop boxing and become a truck driver. Well, that was a year ago. He came back to boxing, and now he wants to show the world that he's serious about his craft and put the 122-pound weight division on notice. Now in our main event, we're going to see the return of Rafael Ramirez. He goes ahead and takes on Ramon Barahas. And his last fight over here, Chris, he looked in shape. He looked like he was rededicated to his craft. What do you expect from him tonight, and what do you want to see from him at this point in his career?
Well, Marcos, the last fight, he definitely did look rejuvenated since his comeback after a very long layoff. But today, looking for the same thing as last time. A high punch output, always good defense from the pride of San Diego, Rafael Ramirez. And honestly, just looking for a good show for him to keep going forward on his title lure.
Well, there's going to be fire on the pitch tomorrow night with all the World Cup games, but there's going to be fire inside the ring here tonight. Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get the fight started.
Y damas y caballeros, esta es la tercera llamada. ¡Comenzamos! Y en nombre de la mejor empresa de las dos Californias, Boriseca Boxing Promotions en asociación con VIP The Best in Boxing, transmitiendo a todo el mundo a través de The Fight Hub TV. Les damos la más cordial bienvenida desde la tradición, el Salón Mezzanine, en la frontera más visitada del mundo, Tijuana, Baja California, México. Este evento es sancionado por la Honorable Comisión de Box, Lucha Libre y Artes Marciales Mixtas de esta ciudad de Tijuana, presidente Alberto Martínez, comisionado de boxeo Juan Manuel Cardona, el jefe de servicios médicos el doctor Ernesto Franco. Al frente del tiempo, César Fernández, concertador de eventos Ángel Viedas. Sus tres jueces, your three judges scoring this bout in ringside, Carlos de la Rocha, Iván Velasco y Francisco Pacheco. And your third man inside the ring at the bell, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Ahora bien, damas y caballeros, prepárense para 4 rounds de combate en la división de peso gallo. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the bantamweight division. Entries into your first fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing red and white, his official weight 118 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco, con un peso de 118 libras. He stands with 4 professional bouts, con 4 combates profesionales directamente de Tijuana, Baja California. Alan Galindo. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing black and gold. His official weight, 118 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con oro, con un peso idéntico de 118 libras. Cuenta con un combate profesional. He stands with 1 professional bout from Santa Paula, California, USA. Jesús Rizo. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, peso gallo.
Hola, abiertos. Ok, vengan. Primero la foto. Ahí. ¿Listos? Vámonos. Va, se vienen, voltean. Vámonos, ya, señores. Indicaciones, ok. Cuidado con los cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda y bajo el cinturón. Se cuida en todo momento y es una bonita pelea. Choquen guantes, suerte, gane el mejor.
Hello, everybody. This is Marcos Viegas, being joined here with my broadcast partner, Chris Martin. This is the first fight of the night here, Friday Night Fight Night. Thanking you all for watching us here on Fight Up TV as we see Jesus Rizo going up against Alan Galindo. 4 rounds in the featherweight division. As we see Rizo in the red shirt, shorts with white trim going up against Galindo in the black shorts with gold trim. And the first obvious thing that sticks out to me, Chris, is Galindo looks like a little kid.
He definitely does, Marcos.
He has a baby face. Has to be at least 17 years of age because that's the limit.
That's the legal age, yeah.
But he looks like a little kid. Ooh, brutal body shot there by Rizo. And he follows it up again. Nice punch there to the liver.
And right off the bat, Marcos, he looks a little outclassed, does Galindo. But, I mean, only time will tell. It's his very first, he's looking for his very first professional win in 0-4. So he's been in the ring before, not too much jitters, but that nervous energy right off the bat.
As Rizzo still targeting the body there, very wise to do that as he actually eats a hook there from Galindo.
Good left hook by Galindo.
Keeps on coming forward. Good series of punches there. Nice uppercut there, but Galindo responds, but he just keeps eating on the punches of Rizo there.
Yeah, Rizo just looks too strong. Like you said, Marcos, he looks a little young, does Galindo, and probably in the strength department too.
Young there, but a nice little rally there from Galindo, and what is apparent, he looks really young, but yeah, a fiery heart there. He came here to fight.
And as he warmed up a little bit, Marcos, he's looking better. He's looking better than he did the first minute of this fight. Yeah.
Rizo, obviously the bigger, stronger fighter there, imposing his size and really pressuring Galindo throughout this first round. But Galindo hanging in there. He's responding with punches of his own as well.
Yeah, he's got good head movement as well. But he just looks a little bit overmatched, Marcos.
As Jesus Rizo continues the pressure, continues to walk his man down. Fighting in the close quarters, mixing it up to the body.
Very good shots to the body.
But Galindo, look at Galindo, fires right back.
Yeah, but that work to the body by Jesus Rizo seems to be giving Galindo a hard time.
Yeah, it's nonstop pressure on him from the opening bell. Rizo just been all over Galindo. As these two exchange punches here as we come to the end of round number one. The spirited round by both fighters. Chris?
It was a very good round, actually. Not too much of a feel-out round. Rizo just came out here, started throwing, and Galindo fended him off as much as he could, but not too much.
We see blood coming out of the nose of Galindo there in his corner. We mentioned there's a big size difference between the two fighters. But Rizo, the bigger fighter, though Galindo, the more experienced fighter. Galindo has 4 fights to his name, while Rizo only has 1.
Yeah, that one fight and 1 draw. So here coming forward, he's just doing what he's supposed to do, is walk the smaller man down and invest to the body early. You know, it's only a 4-round fight, but you know, those body shots are going to wear on you, especially when a bigger man is coming at you.
Big swing and a miss there from Rizo. As he continues to focus on the body of Galindo. Galindo answering back with a punch combination.
And he keeps coming forward with that pressure.
Walking the smaller man down. Not sure how much of this Galindo can take. As he wings a good hook there, but it's blocked by Rizo. Rizo has Inglewood on the back of his trunks. Might have gone to the School of Hard Knocks there. Mean streets of Inglewood. As he continues to press forward. Got hooks, uppercuts, straights. Just landing just about everything in his arsenal on a very game Galindo. And I'm not sure, because of the size difference, the punches of Galindo, they just don't garner much respect from Rizo.
Yeah, they absolutely don't, man. Rizzo's just kind of walking right through him.
Galindo having a high punch output as well. Very workmanlike effort from him.
What I was about to say, Marcos, is the fact that we are praising Galindo for the fact that he is throwing back. He is well schooled. But let's give props to Rizo and just walking down the smaller man and pretty much putting a hurting on him, man. Throwing the right punches that he needs to throw. Though, like you saw that left hook to the body. Folded up Galindo's leg.
Yeah, we haven't seen much offense from Galindo in this round number 2 because he's just been given no time to really think in there. He's just being crowded at every moment. Galindo takes a step back from Rizo.
And you can attribute that to the body shots that he keeps throwing.
There, landed by Rizo. As he follows it up with a hook right there. Galindo just doesn't have any firepower behind these punches to really make Rizo take a step back and think about what he's throwing.
Yeah, right now Galindo's best bet is to just land a big shot and get his respect, Rizo's respect, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon, Marcos.
As we come now to the final 20 seconds of round number 2, it's been all Rizo so far here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. Rizo's just pretty much throwing everything, but Galindo there, the 4-punch combination answer, but Rizo's just there right in front of him.
That kid is tough.
It's the crowd now showing their appreciation to the effort that Alan Galindo is showing here in this fight. Round number 2, much the same like round number 1, Chris. All Rizo, all over Galindo, the whole entire round.
Exactly, Marcos. Galindo doesn't have an answer for that pressure, for those body shots, you know. You could see the effort. He is trying, but it's not enough. I mean, just a smaller guy today.
Let's take a look at the replay here. And look, we mentioned Rizo mixing up his arsenal, and we see Galindo there firing back at him. But Rizo's just taking these punches like they're little pebbles being thrown at him as he lands a big jab there. And he just walks through it. How frustrating is that when you have an opponent in front of you and you throw just about everything you can throw at them and they still come forward?
Well, mainly, I can tell you from experience, maybe in the gym, is a guy walking you down. You know, because in a fight, you don't typically see it. We all weigh in at the same. But here's just the naturally bigger guy is Rizo. And you're right, he's walking him down. No regards for Galindo's punches. It definitely is frustrating.
And these are some big body shots being landed by Jesus Rizo as well. So he mixes it up to the top and then digs just to the sides of Galindo there. 5-punch combination. And Galindo can't let Rizo get off like that. He has to respond with some sort of punch to just make Rizo think about throwing a punch and not be as active.
Easier said than done, Marcos. When you throw, you open yourself up.
Right there. Good combination. Though the mouthpiece of Rizo falls out, the crowd not happy. Right when there's a brief burst of momentum on Galindo's favor, the action gets stopped.
And the crowd, they're loving the underdog, you know. Galindo putting in his effort, you know, definitely overmatched by Rizo, but the fans are getting into it.
Nice little Lomachenko move there from Rizo, trying to move the glove down and landing a quick little punch as he's just crowding Alan Galindo. He's giving him no space to breathe, no real estate for him to move into. It's just been on him from round number 1, from the start of the bell up until now.
And you're starting to see Galindo wear now in this round, more than the last.
But yeah, he's taking like 50 body punches. That's going to slow any man down.
Absolutely. No, I'm also referring, Marcos, to the body language. You know, in the first 2 rounds, Galindo was a little more active, you know, with his counters.
That body shot looked like it might have hurt him. See, Rizo can capitalize on that. Galindo in his corner might need to make a decision here if this continues. He's taking a lot of punishment at this point.
He continues to take punishment right now.
Rizo's just pretty much landing everything that he's throwing on him. I know it's a 4-round fight. There was 1 more round to go, but I don't know if you want your fighter to take this much punishment as he just eats a big hook there. Rizo now coming forward, digging to the body. Galindo looks really hurt. Blood coming out from his nose. has no response, isn't throwing, as Rizo continues his offensive onslaught on Galindo. Eats a big hook there. Galindo fighting back, showing tremendous amount of heart as we come to the end of round number 3.
And that's the best way to put it, Marcos. A lot of heart from Galindo in that last round.
We go ahead and take a look at this replay coming up here, Chris. And like you mentioned, we're having a bit of technical difficulties. There it is, the replay. Just Rizo just landing all sorts of punches, mixing it to the top, the bottom, uppercuts, hooks. You see Galindo trying to fire back there, showing the referee that he's still in the fight, but he's taking a lot of punches.
He's definitely taking a lot of punches. And right there, as we saw, when he did throw back in this round, good defense by Jesus Rizo. He wasn't able to land any punches, was Galindo. So a little bit of wasted energy, you could say. You know, throw, but all misses.
We begin the last and final round, round number 4. Galindo coming out with a lot of fire in these punches. He knows he's behind 3 rounds.
And he landed a good overhand right.
Where was this the last 3 rounds from him?
You know what?
Though, doesn't seem too affected. He just continues to come forward.
I think he just made him mad, Marcos. Not too much of a worry for Rizo.
Rizo has done a great job mixing his attack with uppercuts and hooks. Galindo, when he's in that tight space, just brutal body shots from Rizo. But when he's chest to chest with Rizo, he is able to block some of these punches and move a little bit away from them. But for the most part, a blocked punch is still a punch that's being landed on you. It still takes an effect on you.
There's a nice body shot by Jesus Rizo right there. Nice left hook to the body. And Alan Galindo's all but out now.
He's breathing very heavily now, is Galindo. As Rizo continues his pressure. Breathing out of his mouth now. He's gonna have to dig really deep. He's gonna want to make it out of this round number 4. So he just eats a big hook there, and it's all over. The ref wisely finishes this fight. Jesus Rizo now improves his record to 1-1. A valiant effort by an overmatched Alan Galindo there, Chris. It's just he was just taking too much punishment. That
he was definitely too much.
From himself.
He was definitely too much, and just to make Jesus Rizo look good, he's now 1-0-1. Marcos, the one fight is a draw.
We take a look at the stoppage here. Rizo coming forward. See hooks there and an uppercut. Had success with that series of combinations the whole night. And big hook there, I think, really made the referee take a look at Galindo.
That and the body language, Marcos, like I said earlier, he just didn't seem to want to be there anymore. And not only that, he just couldn't compete anymore. He was struggling from the end of the second round on. He really was. And he made it all the way to the mid-4th. And, you know, you got to give him credit. You got to give Alan Galindo credit for his toughness, but you have to give Jesus Rizo for his toughness.
Damas y caballeros, este combate llega a su fin con un tiempo oficial de 1 minuto 37 segundos en el round número 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end officially with 1 minute 37 seconds of the 4th round. Declaring your winner by the way of technical knockout. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico de Santa Paula, California, Jesus Rizo. Miranda and Hernandez. Armando, Miranda. Principal.
Well, the first fight of the night is in the books. This is Marcos Viegas thanking you for tuning in with us over here at Fight Up TV, as we have 8 more fights waiting for you to show here tonight in our main event. The highly accomplished Cuban amateur standout, Marcos Forestal. It's also Marcos. It's another Marcos in the house here with the record of 8-0, going up against Daniel Vega with the record of 7-6. In the co-main event, we're going to see Rafael Ramirez take on Ramon Barajas. Ramirez is the hometown kid from nearby San Diego, California. As well, we're going to show Tony Hirsch from the Bay Area, from Oakland, California, take on Manuel Garcia. And this card will also be showing the return of Kevin Torres, big knockout artist, Chris, in his last fight. He's gotten a lot of knockouts, has Kevin Torres, as we continue on with our fight card. This is the beauty about live. Anything can happen.
Anything can and anything will happen.
Now, I want to speak a little bit more on Marcos Forestal, Chris. I mentioned in our opener, you're very familiar with him. And seeing him train, what sticks out most to you?
The way he controlled the ring when we were in there. He did a very good job of simply keeping his distance. He's a tall guy. He's a tall southpaw, and he's definitely going to give anybody trouble that he fights. Anybody at 122, 120, 126, maybe even 130. Once again, I say he controls the distance very well. But the main thing that I liked about him when we sparred on 2 occasions is the fact that he doesn't run. He sits there and he fights with you, and he does a very good job at that.
Well, we have our next fight coming up, folks. On deck right now is Jose Hernandez from Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, making his way to the ring. And there we see Dylan Miranda, 2-0, making his way to the ring, looking for victory at number 3. And Chris, you're very familiar with Dylan.
Yes, he's a stablemate at Bound Boxing Academy here in South San Diego, California. Dylan's he's a very good defensive fighter, but he throws a lot of punches once he has his man figured out. But the main thing that I like about Dylan is the way he's able to bring up his defense. He's not too much defensive minded, but he sees everything coming in slow motion. I've noticed that, kind of like the Matrix type.
Damas y caballeros, Vega Boxing Promotions y VIB, The Best in Boxing, presenta este encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso Super Gallo. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the Super Bantamweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Francisco Pacheco, Iván Velasco y Carlos de la Rocha. And your 3rd man at the bell, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue and gold. He officially weighs in at 122 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color azul y oro, con un peso de 122 libras. Cuenta con 8 combates profesionales. He stands with 4 professional bouts. Hailing out of Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. Jose Hernandez. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing red trunks with gold, silver, and white. He officially weighs in at 122 pounds. Y su rival en esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color rojo con oro, plata y blanco, con un peso idéntico de 122 libras. Cuenta con 2 combates profesionales. He stands with 2 professional bouts, 2 victories against no losses. De Tijuana, Baja California, Dylan Miranda. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Ya. Primero las indicaciones. Sí, claro, claro. Muy bien, listos, indicaciones. Vamos a tener cuidado con los cabezazos, no quiero golpes en la nuca, no quiero golpes en la espalda ni bajo el cinturón. Se cuiden en todo momento y hacen caso a mis indicaciones. Choquen guantes, jóvenes. Suerte, gana el mejor.
And here we go, folks. The second fight of this fight card here tonight on Friday Night Fight Night, brought to you by the best in boxing, Forestal Boxing and Global Sports Streaming. So we have 4 rounds for you in the super bantamweight division. As the opening bell sounds off, got Dylan Miranda in the white trunks with gold trim going up against Jesus Hernandez in the blue shorts with gold trim. Very apparent right from the get-go, Chris, the height difference and the size difference of Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda's a tall 122-pounder. That's what I told him the first time I met him. Like, how the hell you make 122?
Good stiff jab there from Miranda. Like you mentioned earlier, Chris, Miranda likes to take his time to figure out his opponents. And once he sees his opening, like he is right now, and lands a big shot there, he goes in and goes for the kill.
Yeah, once he gets his rhythm, once he gets his groove, he lets his hands go, man. He throws punches in bunches. He throws combinations, well placed, hard, and like I said, I can tell you from experience, man. This guy, he throws fire.
Series of punches there misses from Miranda as Hernandez. Don't let the looks deceive you. He's in there in the ring. He is fighting. And when you're in a situation like this, it's a fight for your life.
Well, the truth is, Hernandez is in a no-lose situation, you know. He's win-win either way. He goes the distance, he wins. He gets that W, that's a big win for him. But like we talked earlier today, Marcos, these are club level fighters, you know, making their mark here in this sport, and you know that's the type of fighter that Jose Hernandez is. He's a club fighter. He's here to test Dylan El Rey Miranda, and as of right now, he's doing it.
Well, right now he's getting his chin tested as Miranda lands some good punches there.
Yeah, but it seems that
Jose reach.
Yeah, Jose Hernandez took his shot and just walked forward. He looked at him. I think he gave a kind of like, huh, okay. And he walked forward on him.
Well, you can't take too many of those. I don't care.
Oh, I guarantee you not.
Oh.
And that was low.
That was low blow right there. The referee calling a timeout. Hernandez having a good poker face, though showing a bit of agony there. Now he has up to 5 minutes to go ahead and walk it off, but he's not going to go ahead and choose to do that as the action continues here in round number 1. 20 seconds left.
I've been watching boxing for 24 years, Marcos, and never did I see anybody take the 5 minutes. Never.
It's because you boxers got balls of steels, man.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but all right.
Well, Hernandez showing a pretty ironclad chin so far. He's taking a lot of these punches from Miranda. Takes a 1-2 piece there. As Miranda trying to close out this round number 1 strong.
He closed that very strong.
If you take a look at the final seconds of round number 1, see Miranda there using his reach, landing a hook, following it up with the straight, which was all him that first round, but he's using his distance extremely well, Chris.
And right there, Marcos, as I said earlier, the way he sees the punches coming, he saw that Hernandez loaded up, and he took a quick little back step, getting out of range, and then just came right back and followed up with the thumping punches on Hernandez.
So we get round number 2. Dylan Miranda had an excellent opening round as he starts to open up again on the face of Jose Hernandez. Hernandez, game so far at this point, but Miranda just teeing off really at will, and I feel that he could more than likely dispose of Hernandez at will whenever he chooses to.
And this is when Miranda does his best work. When he's got his opponent on the corners, he simply lets his hands go like he's doing right now.
Good little move there from Miranda. Good shot to the body there by Miranda. Follows it up with the hook. Hernandez wincing in pain when that body shot landed on him.
Yeah, he's definitely not the most cut up guy right now.
He's sporting his winner body there, Chris.
Winner body, good.
Jab there by Miranda. Fouls it up with another one.
Wow.
Hooks to the body, end of the head of Hernandez, but Hernandez coming forward now.
He's definitely a tough guy, is Hernandez. Taking those shots with 8-ounce gloves.
Finally lands a hook there, does Hernandez. Miranda, though, like you mentioned, don't know how he makes the weight, but he has a solid punch on him. So he lands a series of uppercuts there, and it's all over. It staggers Hernandez. The referee has mercy on him, and Dylan Miranda improves his record to 3-0, getting a stoppage victory here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico.
There's no microphone on top of the ring like there is on Showtime and HBO, but here at ringside, Marcos, that was a thudding shot. That sounded brutal, and here we go.
As we take a look at the ending moments here in the fight, Miranda setting up the finishing punches now. Throws his jab out
right
there.
uppercut.
Answers back with a 1-2 piece.
That one is the one that convinced the ref that.
Would you like some fries with that, sir? As the ref calls it off, and rightly so.
I think the impact and the sound, the thudding noise that it made of that first one kind of forced the ref to act quickly, because, I mean, Hernandez possibly could have kept going, and here everyone inside of the Salon Mezzanine and the fans at home want to see blood, want to see more, but it's the safety of the fighters first, and that's what the ref saw there.
Damas y caballeros, este combate llega a su fin con un tiempo de 1 minuto 39 segundos en el segundo asalto. We have the official time of 1 minute 39 seconds and round number 2. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico de Tijuana, Dylan El Rey Miranda.
To 3-0, all smiles. It's always good to get a knockout, isn't it?
Of course.
Regardless of who it is. It always feels good to knock your opponent out.
Yeah, man, that's what we train for. You know, yes, we train for all 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, but getting that fight done early is one of the sweetest things.
We got more fights coming up for you, folks watching us over here on Fight Up TV. Like I mentioned in the main event, outstanding Cuban amateur, 3-time amateur champion from Cuba, Marcos Forestal, going to be highlighted. Rafael Ramirez Also as our co-main event, Oakland's own Tony Hirsch, Ricardo Valdovinos, Kevin Torres. That's a kid that you guys are going to want to stay tuned and watch for. His fights are exciting. Gets knockout after knockout. A lot of hype on this kid and a lot of attention being paid to him as well. As we're going to go ahead and move now to our third fight of the night. That's going to show Brandon Cruz, 4-0, undefeated, taking on Emmanuel Cepeda, who's making his pro debut. Brandon Cruz from nearby Chula Vista, California, which is only about 20 minutes away. Your hometown, right, Chris?
Yes, Chula Vista, California, all day. Mario Lopez, what's up?
You had to put that Mario Lopez thing in there, huh?
Of course, sir. That's our biggest star out of Chula Vista ever.
Did you go to Bayside High?
There you go. Nice.
Third fight of the night, and the man you see right in front of you, Emmanuel Cepeda, making his pro debut, walking to the ring, and stepping now inside the ring for the first time as a professional fighter.
With the man bun.
It's the man bun, and he's an obvious Dragon Ball Super fan as he's coming out to the Dragon Ball Super fight music. Don't ask me why I know that.
I'm going to have to say that I do not know that, Marcos.
That one was for all you Dragon Ball Super fans out there.
Rule number 1 of boxing, you can't be a Dragon Ball fan and a boxing fan,
Yeah,
so you got to pick
Of course
one.
you can. Of course you can. What are you talking about, Chris? Of course you can. We now await the ring entrance of Brandon Cruz here at the Salon Mezzanine. And there's the man of the hour, the man with power, Brandon Cruz, 4-0, making his way to the ring. You being from Chula Vista and you being familiar with the scene out there, Chris, Brandon Cruz, what can people expect from him?
Well, Brandon Cruz is more of a boxer, but I'd say boxer puncher. The kid hits hard. His last fight here in Salon Mezzanine, knockout, first round.
Damas y caballeros, Vega Boxing Promotions y BIB, The Best in Boxing, presentan este encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso super pluma. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Francisco Pacheco, Iván Velasco y Carlos de la Rocha. And your third man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner wearing black and gold. He officially weighs in at 129.5 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con oro, con un peso de 129.5 libras. And tonight, making his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de Tijuana, Baja California, Emmanuel Cepeda. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing gray and silver. He officially weighs in at 128 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color gris con plata, con un peso de 128 libras. As a professional, he stands undefeated with 4 victories, no losses, and 2 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 4 victorias, 0 derrotas, y 2 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. El invicto, the fighting pride from Chula Vista, California, USA, Brandon Cruz. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Ok, peleadores, vamos a hacer una pelea limpia. No cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda, ni bajo el cinturón. Hacen caso de mis indicaciones y se cuidan en todo momento. Choquen guantes, suerte, gana el mejor.
Here we go, 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. We see Brandon Cruz in the silver trunks going up against Emmanuel Cepeda in the black trunks with gold trim. Cepeda having his pro debut. This is his first fight, and he eats his first punch there by Brandon Cruz as a pro. Brandon Cruz having a lot of experience, being joined here ringside by Chris Martin. Chris, familiar with Cruz, being involved in the San Diego scene. What can you tell us about him in terms of his fighting style and potentially how he'll set up his punches?
Well, Marcos, he's a boxer puncher. And when I say puncher, the kid does hit hard. He's got dynamite in both hands, especially that left hook. But here, what I was going to say is that the fact that in our very first fights as a professional boxer, you never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to go up against. Whether or not they knew if Emmanuel Cepeda was a southpaw, I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to Juan Medina from Bound Boxing here, Cruz's coach, and see if they knew that. Because right now, Cruz looks a little puzzled, you know?
Ooh, down goes Cepeda!
And it seems more like he was studying him than puzzled. How about that?
That knockout. How about that? Brandon Cruz. Big win here at the Salon Mezzanine in round number 1. Improves now to 5-0. Makes a statement here tonight, doesn't he, Chris?
Definitely made a statement. Proved me right. The fact that he has dynamite in his hands. Both the right and the left. That's what landed. Here we go. It was a right hand
knockout here.
It was a right hand, left hook.
Just right on the chin. Cepeda leaving himself just wide open with just punches that are lazy. He's not putting him back to his chin and exposed himself.
Yeah, he wasn't snapping his shots. And like I said, Cruz looked puzzled, but like I said, maybe it was just simply him studying him, Marcos. And he studied him well. He saw what was open, and it was a beautiful right hand, left hook. He stunned him with the right, put him away with the left hook.
You see Cepeda now, he looks okay, which is a good sign. It's a tough way to make a living, and that's a tough pro debut to get knocked out your first time out as a professional inside the ring.
Yeah, definitely not how he wants to start his career, but people have come back from that. Most famously currently is Orlando Salido. I believe it was 3 straight losses. 3 straight losses, came back, you know, ended up winning world titles. You know, being undefeated in the sport's not everything.
Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye con un tiempo de 1 minuto 23 segundos en el primer asalto. This bout officially comes to an end. 1 minute 23 seconds in the very first round. Declaring your winner by the way of KO victory. Su ganador por la vía del knockout. De Chula Vista, California, Brandon Cruz.
Added to his record as he's victorious here tonight at the Salon de Mezzanine. It's a brutal knockout of Emmanuel Cepeda here. Brandon Cruz certainly going to be a fighter that you fight fans are going to want to keep your eye on, as he's going to go ahead and continue his winning ways. And good sportsmanship here by both fighters.
I guarantee you Cepeda didn't want to take that picture. Not a moment he wants to remember, Marcos.
Definitely not a moment he wants to remember, but it's going to be a learning moment for him. He still has a long future ahead of him. And he's a very young kid as well. He's certainly going to use this as a learning experience and improve upon the next fight.
He's going to know to watch out for that right hand, left hook.
And not snap his punch. He needs to snap his punches. And he just keeps when he was throwing his punches, he's just keeping his hands way too down, and that's what caused him to get caught like that.
Yeah, man, I agree.
As now, folks, we're going to go ahead.
As a boxer, I think he was very hardworking. Every time I saw him fight, I saw a guy who really wanted to win, somebody that was dedicated, and I wish him the best. I wish him the best in his future endeavors. He's making his own decision for his life and his career. That's on him, and I think I wish him the best. I really wish that he just keeps doing what he wants to do in life and just keep working at himself.
Boxing as Roberto Mesa, who's actually on deck to fight in our fourth fight of the night, which is this fight coming up, sending some words of encouragement and congratulations for the career of Armando Tovar. As we take a look now at Manuel Sandoval making his way to the ring. He's got the eye of the tiger, Chris. He's pumped, he's ready. It's a big fight for him as he takes on Roberto Mesa of Temecula, California.
Roberto Mesa, 9-1.
Doing a little shimmy, shimmy, cocoa puff. There is Mesa. Nicknamed the Ram. Comes forward, rams punches to the body and to the head of his opponents. Fan favorite here at the Salon Mezzanine.
Yeah, mainly because that's the style that we're accustomed to here in Tijuana, Mexico. You know, you come forward, you butt heads. I like that, the Ram.
We'll see if he can ram another win to his professional record, as he's taking on a guy who has more experience than him, more pro fights. As we're going to go ahead now and take it up to Pablo Flores to get this fight started.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB The Best in Boxing presenta este encuentro pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso super pluma. 6 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Iván Velasco, Carlos de la Rocha y Francisco Pacheco. And your third man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie para medir las acciones, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Introducing to you first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing gray and black. He officially weighs in at 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color gris con negro, con un peso oficial de 130 libras. Cuenta con 30 combates profesionales. He stands with 13 professional bouts. Del barrio Bravo del Florido, Tijuana, Baja California, Manuel el Vaquero Sandoval. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, wearing black and orange. He officially weighs in at 130 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con naranja, con un peso idéntico de 130 libras. He stands with a professional record with 9 victories, 1 lone defeat, and 7 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto de 9 victorias, 1 derrota y 7 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Hailing out of Temecula, California, USA, Roberto the Ram Mesa. And to give out the final instructions, para dar las indicaciones finales, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Ok, listos, boxeadores. Vamos haciendo una pelea limpia, ¿eh? No vamos a pegar cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda ni bajo el cinturón. Hagan una bonita pelea, choquen los guantes, suerte, gane el mejor.
And here we go, folks. The fourth fight of the night. 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. Roberto the Ram Mesa in the black shorts with orange stripes going up against Manuel Sandoval. The Ram versus the Cowboy, and we'll see if the Cowboy can wrangle the Ram and get his first professional win here tonight. And Chris, Roberto looks very composed in there. His stance, very compact.
That's what I was going to mention, Marcos. He looks to be well schooled, you know, moving his head, hands up. Not too many punches thrown yet, but right off the stance, you could tell he's well schooled.
10 total fights for Roberto Mesa, has 1 lone defeat. Sandoval with a total of 13 fights, so both fighters ample experience in their pro careers. Mesa being patient, so Sandoval trying to get those little looks in there, try to gauge the rhythm and the punching power of each other. Mesa looks to gauge the distance, throwing out a series of jabs. Coming in, blocks that uppercut from Sandoval.
Little herky-jerky movement from Manuel Sandoval. You know, definitely not what Mesa expected. Most likely not what he's been sparring with in the gym.
And that was a big overhand that Sandoval was able to slip there. Very herky-jerky style from Sandoval. Difficult to go ahead and engage your timing on a style like that. It's going to take a while in order to time someone like that.
Yeah, so definitely this first round is a feel-out round for the Ram Mesa. See, once he gets his timing together, lands those jabs a little bit, settles Sandoval down a little bit, see if he can get his shots off.
Sandoval landed a body shot earlier. He is the taller fighter, it seems, here looking at him ringside, but doesn't use his height. He crouches down a lot.
And you're referring to Sandoval being the taller fighter?
Sandoval lands the first clean punch of the round for him. And yeah, Chris, Sandoval, the taller, the lankier of the two fighters, but he's not using his height and his reach in there.
Yeah, like you said,
he's
not only is he bending at the knees, he's kind of hunching over as well. So definitely not good technique that you would teach your boxer.
So coming to the end of round number 1, a feel-out round here at the Salon Mezzanine between Roberto Mesa and Manuel Sandoval.
I think that was a highly exaggerated feel-out round.
So we begin round number 2 here at the Salon Mezzanine. Feel-out round for both Roberto Mesa and Manuel Sandoval. In that round number 1, Sandoval with a very tricky style, very unorthodox, awkward movement, bends at the knees a lot. Mesa, the more traditional fighter, just taking his time there, trying to gauge something.
Yeah, taking a little bit too much time, Marcos. In these 4-round fights, you have to get going quick. You know, maybe feel out for the first, oh, this is a 6-round bout, excuse me. But even then, 6 rounds, they go by quick.
When there's not that much action going on in the ring, what are the judges looking at, Chris, based on your experience as a professional fighter?
Who's controlling the distance? Who's controlling the ring generalship? Maybe who's slightly more active? Who's trying to make the fight? Cleaner shots, even though not too many are being thrown. But the truth is, Marcos, you never know what these guys are thinking. You know, some judges like aggression, some like that boxing posture. You never know, man. So you just have to go out there and do your game plan. Whatever you do and train at the gym, that's what you need to do.
Mesa starting to throw his hands a little bit more. So he landed a body shot.
Slightly more. That was a good hook.
He lands a hook there as well. As Sandoval wisely holds on there to avoid any more punches being thrown at him.
I think Sandoval felt those punches and he wants no part of it. Every time Mesa gets close, he clinches. Does Sandoval.
Double jab there from Sandoval, mixing it up with an uppercut. Blocked by Mesa. It's a big swing there and a miss from Sandoval. He's going to have to do a better job of gauging the distance to land those shots. And to throw, not just to throw to make these punches count. As he lands it straight there on the face of Mesa.
That was a good shot by Sandoval, and it's just the aggression by Mesa. I think he's getting a little frustrated at the little herky-jerky style that Sandoval is presenting.
And why is it that you feel Mesa's having a bit of trouble with this herky-jerky style? What's so difficult about a style like that?
Just because you don't practice for it, you know, most of the guys you spar with are conventional. It's very rare when you see somebody like this at the professional level. It's just very awkward, you know. It's something we boxers don't normally see. So you're gonna have trouble with it at the beginning, but after 3 rounds, class is gonna tell, and you're gonna see Mesa take over.
So we take a look here at replay, some action from that second round. Got a hook there from Mesa. Big hook there, but doesn't land flush on the chin. It actually lands on the side of the head, but he follows it up with a straight right hand. And Sandoval answering back and getting in a close distance there, attempting to hold. Don't like those punches.
That was the run and hug technique, Marcos.
So we get round number 3 here. Roberto Mesa and Manuel Sandoval fighting at the Salon Mezzanine. Thank you guys for watching us over here at Fight Up TV. Still to come in our main event, and whoa! Sandoval taking a little spill there.
In his own corner.
Referee calling for time, wanting that corner to be cleaned up. Like I was going to mention before the slip, still to come in our main event, Marcos Forestal, the Cuban national from Guantanamo, Cuba, sporting record of 8-0, taking on Daniel Vega later on tonight. So we see in front of us, the Ram versus the Cowboy, Mesa versus Sandoval. Mesa coming forward, yet to really unload his arsenal on Sandoval, given his herky-jerky style.
Yeah, not being able to unload Marcos, but he's starting to tap. He's starting to tap Sandoval. And that's why you see Sandoval holding a little bit more, frequent.
Good work there from Mesa, ramming those punches to the body of Sandoval. Good little push there. Punch landed by Mesa. Sandoval answering back.
And that's exactly what you need to do, Marcos, when some guy is trying to hold you in boxing. You give him the little bump and punch. Bump and punch. Create the space, unload. Good job by Mesa.
Three-punch combination there, missed by Sandoval. Mesa now, seems that he's starting to get some sort of rhythm in there in the ring.
And he landed a little body shot on the inside in the solar plex area. Did Mesa.
Good work there by Mesa as well, as Sandoval smiles. Mesa starting to open up his arsenal now. Letting his hands go just a little bit more.
But Sandoval is making Mesa miss the last 30 seconds of this round, kind of making Mesa look frustrated. I don't know if that's what it is. Trying to land those shots, trying to land his hard shots.
Mesa not following it up. Sandoval trapped in the corner and has to take a knee.
He attempted to hold Marcos, he couldn't. And like you said, he had to take that knee. He felt that he was in danger, shots were landing, took the knee.
Let's see if Mesa can finish the fight now. 30 seconds left, this is round number 3. Sandoval now is the one pressing forward though. Look at determination in his face. Wants to get it back, wants to finish this round 3 strong. It's coming out of the final seconds of this round 3. Mesa, Sandoval. And the Ram getting a good knockdown there at the end of that round. Chris, from what you saw on how Roberto Mesa was able to get that punch, how did he set it up and how was he able to do it? As we take a look at the knockdown right here.
With just the pressure and barrage of shots. It wasn't one shot, Marcos, that put him down. It was just the fact that Sandoval was unable to hold, was unable to get away from those shots, and he simply took a shot strategically to avoid those punches.
We got round number 4. Let's see if Roberto Mesa can build on the momentum that he had in that round number 4 as he lands a big hook there.
And it was also a good body shot by Mesa.
Starting to see Mesa really open up now. Let his hands go as a result of that knockdown.
It's also that Manuel Sandoval is sitting there a little bit more for Mesa to work, for him to throw. Not on his bike as much.
And look at that look from the face of Manuel Sandoval. He's still game, he's still in this fight. Looks determined.
Marcos, you say determined, but to me, that face right there that you see from Manuel Sandoval, that's the face of an angry third grader when he's...
Mesa looks like he had Sandoval hurt.
I thought he was hurt as well. I thought he was on his way down, kind of made me stop my words. But there you go with that look of determination Sandoval is presenting, man. You got to give it up to him. He's throwing the shots. He's getting landed hard, thudding shots. We could hear him here ringside. They're hard shots, you know, not too many to the body from Roberto Mesa. I'd like to see a little bit more to the body.
And right when you said that, he throws a body shot, though. Sandoval getting his own licks in.
Yeah, he met him with an uppercut. Maybe that's why Mesa's a little reluctant to throw to the body.
Action starting to pick up here in this round number 4 between both Roberto Mesa and Manuel Sandoval.
Another body shot by Mesa.
These are just thudding blows, too. Good inside action from both fighters so far for this duration of round number 4. We have 1 minute left. Let's see if they can keep up this pace.
And like I mentioned earlier in the telecast, or earlier in this fight, is see if he lives up to the name of the Ram, and he's definitely doing that right now. He's just coming forward, head down, throwing shots, man. I like it.
Good body shot there from Mesa. So he digs to the body once more, slips that shot
And
from
good defense,
Sandoval.
too, from Mesa.
Sandoval needs to be careful not to get caught with uppercuts as he kind of leaning forward when he's walking towards Mesa. The big shot there. The glove touched the floor.
I
Sandoval
believe the glove
in retreat
touched the
now.
ground as well.
Mesa had Sandoval hurt there. Sandoval able to withstand those punches.
And the ref definitely missed it because
it could have been ruled a knockdown.
Yes,
Once
the glove.
the glove touches the canvas, it has to be ruled a knockdown.
It was very quick. Maybe we had a better view of it looking up at the ring than the ref who was behind them. See if we can catch the replay and see exactly what happened.
So we take a look at a replay now of what happened. Yeah, there it was. The glove did touch the canvas. And it's weird because the ref was right there as well.
Yeah,
not sure if it was just too fast.
I'll go ahead and retract. And yeah, the ref was in perfect view for him to.
Yeah, he was right there.
Yeah, for him to see where that glove was touching. Maybe the ref thought he was trying to pick up some money. I don't know, man.
And it's called off. It's all over. The referee signals to the judges that Manuel Sandoval has had enough. His corner stops the fight. Roberto Mesa picks up another stoppage victory.
And Mesa's in shock. He can't believe what he's seeing. He's like, I didn't even do anything to this guy. He did enough. He did enough. He landed his shots.
He does look surprised, like he doesn't know what's going on. The corner seems a little bit confused as they're taking off the gloves now of Manuel Sandoval. And now Mesa celebrating his win, realizing that he did get the referee technical decision win. So we take a look back at this three-piece combination here. Sandoval just eating that big punch, going in the retreat, dipping too low, and he's eating punches on his way down when he dips low.
But right there you see why he quit on his stool, Marcos, is he felt outclassed. He really wasn't throwing anymore. As you can see right there, though, his body language, he's ready to go, man. So him or his corner took the decision in the corner in between rounds.
Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to make the decision official.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos a su ganador al principio del round número 5. We have your winner beginning round number 5. By the way of technical knockout. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico. From Temecula, California, USA, the Ram, Roberto Mesa. Y también reconocimiento para su rival de Tijuana, para Manuel el Vaquero Sandoval.
There we see Roberto Mesa improving his record now to 10-1, getting a referee technical decision over Manuel Sandoval, who now falls with a loss on his ledger. And coming up next, we're going to see the return of Kevin Torres. But before we get to that, we went ahead and spent some time with Kevin Torres, the native of Bellingham, Washington, in his gym to talk a little bit more about who he is as a fighter and what to expect from him in this fight.
Representing House of Boxing San Diego, California, hailing out of Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa, México. The Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
My pro debut was at 154, so I've been working slowly down to 140. My next fight, June 22nd, is going to be at 145. But eventually, when I'm going for my title belt, I'm going to go at 140.
Saul Rios brought him to me that since he was related to him, and I seen a great future for the kid. That's what caught my attention. He's very fast, agile, and he could take a punch. I seen him in the sparring session. He took a punch really well, but he was really quick. He had really good footwork. With his strength, his quickness, his reaction, and his ability to fight, I really see really positive things in him. And that's one of the reasons why I said I want to be a part of the project.
Coming down here to San Diego with Carlos, it's been a game changer for me because he, it's my first time being in a professional manner with Carlos. He's always there. It's a one-on-one sessions most of the time. Having my coach there, he's always there pushing me. Having like my own personal coach is just great because it's always one-on-one session. I feel like I learn the most one-on-one, and he gives all his attention, all his effort in me.
He's also fast. He's got a lot of good footwork, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first round knockout of Javier Oleche with a resounding hook there.
He reacts very fast. The head movement, and then to counter punch, you need some really quick movement, and that kid already had it. Take away some of the slapping shots and just have him sit down a little bit better, and make him into a pro-style fighter where he can hit, not get hit, but hit again, and be just at the end of a shot where we're in the fire, but we're not getting burnt. So I saw that, and I thought, hey, well, I could add this and this. I won't reinvent the wheel. What I'll do is just polish the stone and make it into a diamond. Well, there it is. He's Diamond Boy.
I'm one of the top prospects here in San Diego and all of Tijuana. And I think people are starting to get to know my name. People are starting to see my fights more. There's random people who are just like, hey, I like your fight. I saw you on YouTube. And it's pretty awesome. And, it feels good to show people what I can be made of.
An old boxing man told me a promoter promotes, a manager manages, a fighter fights, and a trainer trains. It's the road to success is going to be up to the manager and the promoter, but they're going to ask my input. But as long as we work together as a team, we do have something here with Kevin Torres.
I got that confidence in myself. I think I got that ring intelligence. I know when to adapt, and I know when to make the right move. And I think I have a good chance to become a world champion at 140.
As we now await the ring walk of Kevin Torres, as you saw that little piece we put together of him. Very exciting fighter. He can't miss TV when he goes and he steps inside the ring here in Best in Boxing. Big, strong welterweight, very big for his weight class. Knockout power in both hands. He's certainly someone that's generated a lot of hype and a lot of excitement, but this man right here that we see walking to the ring, Santiago Areola, looks to try to derail that and derail the hype train that is behind Kevin Torres.
And just by the look on his face, Marcos, he looks like he means business.
This is serious business, Chris. Serious business.
Absolutely.
Areola, 2 fights to his name. From Durango. Has a solid and tough test in front of him in Kevin Torres. Torres is going to be the bigger, stronger, more skilled guy inside the ring against him. As the music is cued, as we now await the ring walk of Kevin Torres.
is the hometown kid, well, the adopted hometown kid here in San Diego, California. Torres, of course, from Bellingham, Washington, steps inside the ring to the applause of the fans here at the Salon Mezzanine. Man right there, his opponent, Santiago Areola. Both men are in the ring. Let's go ahead and get the particulars. Let's take it up to Pablo Flores to get the fight started.
Compactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso welter. 6 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Carlos Flores, Francisco Pacheco e Iván Velasco. And when the bell rings, your 3rd man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in at 146 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con oro, con un peso de 146 libras. Presenta un récord de 0 victorias por 2 derrotas. He stands with 0 victories and 2 defeats. Representando Durango, Santiago Areola. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing black and red with gold. He officially weighs in at 145.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con rojo y oro, con un peso de 145.5 libras. As a professional, he stands undefeated with a record of 8 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and all of his wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 8 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y todas sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. Representing Bellingham, Washington, and running in his veins blood from Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Mexico. House of Boxing, San Diego, California. The Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Vamos a tener cuidado con los cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda, ni abajo el cinturón. Haga una bonita pelea, choquen los guantes, suerte, gane el mejor.
And here we go, the 5th round of the night. Kevin Torres, 8-0 in the black trunks with red trim, going up against Santiago Areola in the black shorts with gold trim. Torres, just a very stocky, solid welterweight. A lot of power in both hands. Has scored a lot of knockouts here at the Best in Boxing, a lot of one-punch knockouts. Areola looking to not be his next knockout victim. Torres has a lot of momentum going his way. Has been very active this year. His 2nd fight here in the Best in Boxing of this year. The more experienced of the 2 boxers. But Areola wanting to get his respect. Throwing out his punches there.
And you can see it right away, Marcos, the experience factor. Kevin Torres, very well schooled coming out of the House of Boxing. Nice and squared up, hands up, moving his head. Santiago Areola, not so much, man. Same thing, kind of like Sandoval in the last fight, little herky-jerky movement. Not as much as Sandoval, but similar.
Trying to use combination there, misses from Areola. Areola, the bigger fighter.
Yeah, trying to use that height. Trying to use that height.
The power of Torres, though, already making its way made apparent here. Santiago launches a 3-punch combination. Doesn't land cleanly, though, on Torres. Nice counter shot there from Torres. Areola, needs to be careful with his punches, not leaving them out there for Torres to go ahead and counter.
And Torres bringing the pressure a little bit more. Felt him out first minute of the round. Seems to be walking him down a little bit more now.
Good power jab there from Areola. Gets a response from the crowd.
Now, I think that was a left hook by Kevin Torres. It was a short, sweet left hook by Kevin Torres.
Well, Areola with a good chin so far up to this point. 30 seconds left in round number 1.
Nice body shot by Torres.
We see Kevin here. Kevin, very compact, very sound. From what you've seen in his fights here, Chris, over the past year, is there any flaws or anything that sticks out to you in the game of Kevin Torres?
Not too many, Marcos. You know, when he gets a fighter that's gonna sit there with him, even box a little bit, he's gonna be able to take advantage. You know, with his footwork, with his power, especially that left hook that he threw a couple times in that first round. But what I do see him having trouble with is his heavy feet. Like this guy right now in the first round, he's running around, kind of gave him trouble, not too much. He's not very athletic, is Areola, but it gave him a slight trouble, did Torres.
We take a look at the replay here. A 1-2 from Areola, but gets caught. I know the referee partially obstructed the view there, but Torres landing a counter hook. And Areola needs to be extremely careful. You don't want to leave yourself too open with such a power puncher like Kevin Torres. So we get round number 2. Areola coming out now with a series of punches. Perhaps senses the urgency. Not sure if that's the smartest thing to do if you're a fighter who has substantially less firepower than your opponent.
He might have felt that was the only way, Marcos. He quickly thought about it, and he's backing up once again.
Say maybe Areola was going for broke. Seeing if that might be of use to him in the fight.
But like I said, when you asked me about Kevin Torres' game, he got away from pretty much every punch that Areola threw.
Torres' punches are just so compact and powerful. But Areola, he's still in this.
He's catching, he's weaving. Is Kevin Torres responding with good hooks to the body? That was one right there.
Big shot there by Torres. Makes Areola start taking a few steps back. Areola breathing heavy. Needs to be careful. That left hook, Kevin Torres. Not to get caught with it in these exchanges. As the crowd now getting behind Kevin Torres. Torres lands it straight. It looks like the mouthpiece came out of Areola, and Areola takes a knee and goes down.
Doesn't look like he's getting up from that body shot, Marcos. It was right in the solar plate.
And that's all she wrote. That's it. Kevin Torres getting another knockout win here at the Salon Mezzanine. Now improves his record to 9-0-1. A solid performance by this kid. And the future is wide open for him. Shows a lot of potential. And fans like knockouts, and he gives the fans knockouts whenever he fights.
I mean, 9-0 now with 9 knockouts. I mean, what can you say, Marcos? It's a fan-friendly style, man. And that, and with good form every single time.
So we take a look at the replay. Chris, take us through what happened.
Well, right here, Kevin Torres already sensed that he had his man hurt, and he comes up with a beautiful right hand to the body, right in the sternum.
Did it land? You see, to me, it seemed like Areola might have caught the punch. that it hit him in the forearms, actually.
I think it went right under the elbows. If we can get the truck to let us see that one more time. I think it went right under the elbow, and it did connect. You know, it seems as Areola had the right reaction. It wasn't like a quick, it was like a pause, and then he went down, and he just couldn't get up, man. I'd like to see that again, see if we get the truck to get us that replay one more time. But all the credit to Kevin Torres, man. He keeps on impressing. He keeps on looking good in the ring. And like you said, the future is bright for him.
Either way, Areola did not like the power of Kevin Torres. Torres, power in both hands, just a stocky guy, puts a lot of his torque and his body weight into his punches. Things weren't looking good for Areola.
No, from beginning to end, you know, instead of using his height, he wasn't able to really do that tonight.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial de 1 minuto 49 segundos en el segundo asalto. We have the official time of 1 minute 49 seconds in round number 2. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico. Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa. From House of Boxing, SD Cali, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
Solid showing by Kevin Torres here at the Salon Mezzanine. This is Marcus Vegas, ringside along with Chris Martin. Thank you guys for watching us over here on Fight Hub, as we still have more fights left for you guys to watch here from Tijuana, Mexico. In our main event, Marcos Forestal going up against Daniel Vega. And still left on the card, Rafael Ramirez and Tony Hirsch. But on deck, set to make his return to the ring, will be Ricardo Valdovinos taking on Esteban Cayetano, which is the next fight on deck, a 6th round fight in the lightweight division. Valdovinos from San Diego, California. Chris, I know you're familiar with him. Describe a little bit of what he brings to the ring to our viewers that are watching us right now, and what they can expect from him when he steps foot inside the ring.
Valdovinos a good boxer. He likes to get in there and bang. Throws flurries, throws his punches and bunches. Hits hard. He's a hard puncher.
How hard does he hit, man?
We all know that in sparring, you know, you got 14-ounce gloves, 16-ounce gloves if you're heavy dudes. Headgear, you don't really hurt anybody. Not too long ago, we saw Ricardo Valdovinos wobble one of our stablemates with the hard left hook, and it's just one that our stablemate didn't see, and he wobbled him. We had to stop sparring, you know, but that just goes to show the punching power. You know, if you're able to hurt somebody with 14-ounce gloves, 16-ounce gloves, and the headgear, that's punching power right there, Marcos.
As we now see this man right in front of us, Esteban Cayetano, from right here in Tijuana, Mexico, making his way to the ring. He will be the man that will be fighting Ricardo Valdovinos. Got a fancy little robe there. Nice little chinchilla fur. Taking a page out of the book of Floyd Mayweather. Or maybe it's Fox chinchilla hair. As we await now Ricardo Valdovinos to make his ring walk and make his way to the ring. And there we see Ricardo Valdovinos from San Diego, California. Has a lot of fans in the house here for him. Crowd favorite. As he's about to step inside the ring, will be challenging Cayetano. This will be the 6th time he steps in the ring as a pro. Like you mentioned, Chris, he's a come-forward guy, action fighter, so it comes to no surprise that he has all this applause from people here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana.
No, he's definitely a very social guy. You talk to him, man, you're gonna like him right away. He's a cool guy. You see it here with this fan base. Everybody came here to support. So far, this is the 5th fight, 6th fight of the night, and he's got the most fans in the house right now.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y VIP The Best in Boxing presentan este encuentro pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso ligero. 6 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Carlos de la Rocha, Iván Velasco y Carlos Flores. And your 3rd man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing red and gray. He officially weighs in at 141 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo rojo con gris, con un peso de 141 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 2 victories against 6 losses, and 2 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 2 victorias, 6 derrotas y sus 2 victorias por la vía del knockout. Del Cañón, México, Tijuana, Baja California, Esteban Cayetano. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing red trunks with black and silver. He officially weighs in at 141 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color rojo con negro y plata, con un peso idéntico de 141 libras. He stands undefeated professionally with 6 victories, no defeats, and 4 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord invicto de 6 victorias, 0 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Hailing out of San Diego, California, USA, the blessed Ricardo Valdovinos. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el profesor Ricardo Rentería. Fernando Rentería, 6 rounds of boxing lightweight.
Nunca golpes en la espalda, no bajo el cinturón. Van a hacer una bonita pelea y estar atentos a mis indicaciones. Suerte, gane el mejor. Vayan a sus esquinas.
That crossed the border from San Diego to come and see him fight here at the Salon Mezzanine as we begin round number 1 in a 6-round fight in the lightweight division. Valdovinos in the red shorts with black trim going up against Esteban Cayetano, who's in the maroon shorts with gray trim. Cayetano moving a bit, landing a shot to the body, follows it up with an uppercut. Valdovinos responding with the 3-punch combination. Double jab there. Both fighters getting a good feel for each other.
A good overhand right landed by Valdovinos. Seemed to shake up Cayetano a little bit.
Good 1-2 there from Valdovinos. Both fighters making good use of their jab as Valdovinos lands a 4-punch combination.
And a good body shot. body shot combination by Valdominos. Or right, then a left. And there he goes again with that right.
Now he's following it up, applying pressure to Cayetano. The crowd on their feet already over here, right behind us. As Cayetano answering back with some body punches of his own. Valdovino able to mix in his punches well to the body and then move back and create distance. It's a good uppercut that he lands there. Excellent use by his jab as well. Misses that uppercut. Cayetano lands a punch, though not much mustard on it.
And he barely missed the left hook, did Valdovinos right there. Just grazed Cayetano.
So the crowd continues to cheer on their hometown boy, Ricardo Valdovinos. 30 seconds left in round number 1. Valdovinos already looking like the dominant of the two fighters in this fight. It's only the first round.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a feel-out round. Maybe the first 30 seconds, and right off the bat, they're both throwing punches. They're both throwing leather. And hard shots as well. Well schooled.
It's a good round number 1 for that man right there, Ricardo Valdovinos. Chris, it's a good round for him. What'd you like there?
Just the fact that he put his punches together. He was able to land his combinations, step to the side, land another combination. Also, he did not forget to go to the body. I think early in the round, he landed a very crisp and clean right hand, left hook. You know, kind of difficult to do right in the beginning.
So we take a look at the replay now. Round number 2 of this scheduled 6-round fight in the lightweight division. Ricardo Valdovinos having a solid round number 1. Looks to continue on it. As he has Cayetano moving a bit more than he did in the first round. Cayetano answering with a hook to the body. And yes, that's right, folks. That is a Shrek tattoo in the back of Cayetano. Not sure why he has a Shrek cartoon or a Shrek tattoo on his back. But Valdovinos making him pay shots to the body.
I'm sure he has a reason for that tattoo, but Valdovinos tattooing him to the body right now.
And those aren't the type of tattoos that you want as a professional fighter.
Absolutely not.
Over the course of these past 4 minutes, both fighters have made good use of their jab, Chris.
Yeah, they're both trying to find the range, throwing the jab to land those combinations behind that jab. I think Valdovinos is doing a slightly better job of it, although Cayetano is doing it as well.
That hook just missing from Valdovinos, but now Valdovinos has Cayetano with his back against the rope, just unloading punches. Cayetano wisely ties up, but Valdovinos follows up.
Complained that it was low, but I don't think it was low. I think it landed where it was supposed to land. Hurt him to the body. Trying to get some help from the referee.
These are solid punches of the body of Cayetano being landed here. Might want to change his strategy and not just be there in front of Valdovinos to be hit. Valdovinos puts his man down. Cayetano taking the count.
Spitting blood. That was a well-placed shot by Valdovinos.
And the ref weighs it off. Ricardo Valdovinos gets a second round knockout here at the Salon Mezzanine. Fans are on their feet. You see him hugging his trainer, and the ref deemed Cayetano unfit to continue the fight.
Listen, Marcos, you have to answer the question that the referee is asking. You cannot look away, and he just didn't. He didn't look right to the ref, and he stopped the fight. And it was a beautiful right uppercut to the body right there. Look, he felt it. Down he went right away.
You mentioned how important it is in situations like that to put on your best poker face and show the ref that you're okay and that you want to continue, not show any doubt. Because if the ref sees any doubt in you, he's going to stop the fight. He's in there for your protection.
Exactly. You cannot leave any doubt. The ref asks you, are you okay? And if you are genuinely okay, even if you're not and you want to continue, you put on your poker face, like you said, and you say, yes. Do you want to continue? And if you really do want to continue, you're going to say yes. You're not going to duck the question. You're not going to walk away. And that's exactly what Cayetano did. He walked away. He looked to the side. The ref could see. He's a smart man. All right, you don't want to fight anymore, brother. Fight's over. Not only that, Cayetano has the audacity to complain after the ref stopped it.
Damas y caballeros, este cotejo llega a su fin con un tiempo de 2 minutos 44 segundos en el segundo asalto. We have the official time of 2 minutes and 44 seconds in round number 2. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico. From San Diego, California, USA. The Blessed Ricardo Valdovinos. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival, para Esteban Cayetano.
And coming up next, fans, Tony Hirsch from Oakland, California. The Bay Area in the house over here in Tijuana, Mexico. Going up against Manuel Garcia of Mexicali, Mexico. In a super middleweight attraction. Oh, excuse me. The weights are a little off here on the bout sheet. Both fighters weighing in at 174 pounds, which would make them light heavyweights. Scheduled for 8 rounds. Let's take a look at our wonderful ladies here at the Salon Mezzanine, waving to all of you that are watching us live on Fight Up TV. Girls work hard. It's a pleasure to have them over here with us as we await the 7th fight of the night. Lucky number 7.
Light heavyweight, right?
Tony Hirsch against Manuel Garcia.
Right? Light heavyweight. Light heavyweight. Okay, light heavyweight.
And this man right here, channeling his inner Naseem Hamed with his cheetah shorts. Manuel Garcia is ready to rock and roll as he makes his way over to the ring. Has a stiff challenge in Tony Hirsch. Very solid fighter. Has a lot of power. But Garcia, game and looking to really upset Hirsch and get a big win on his record. And now making his way to the ring, that is Tony Hirsch from Oakland, California. Sports a record of 22-6-2. Long track here, Chris, for Tony Hirsch. A lot of great work for him up in the Bay Area in Oakland, California. But making his way down here, down south, to get a fight in here in Tijuana, Mexico, wanting to stay active and get some work.
Yeah, Marcos, and that's what it is, you know, staying active. Manuel Garcia, definitely not the best opponent out there for Tony Hirsch, but here to give him work, you know. See if he can make this a hard night for Tony Hirsch, maybe pull an upset, but the marbles are all on the side of Tony Hirsch. You know, the odds are stacked against Manuel Garcia tonight, and Tony Hirsch just needs to go out there and do what he does best.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB, the best in boxing, presentan este combate pactado a 8 rounds en la división de peso semi-completo. 8 rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Francisco Pacheco, Carlos Flores y Carlos de la Rocha. And your 3rd man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie para medir las acciones, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Entries into your first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing brown with black and white. He officially weighs in at 173 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con café y blanco, con un peso de 173 libras. Presenta 22 combates profesionales. He stands with 22 professional bouts. From Mexicali, Baja California, Manuel Garcia. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing black with red and white. He officially weighs in at 174 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con rojo y blanco, con un peso de 174 libras. He stands professionally with 22 victories against 6 losses, 2 draws, and 9 of his wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 22 victorias, 6 derrotas, 2 empates y 9 de esas victorias por la vía del cloroformo. He's the former USMBC, WBC light heavyweight champion from Oakland, California, USA, Tony Hirsch. Y aquí está con las indicaciones finales. Here is with the final instructions, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Vamos a hacer una pelea limpia, boxeadores. Sí, no cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda, ni bajo el cinturón. Choquen los guantes. Suerte.
There we get a look at both Manuel Garcia and Tony Hirsch. As Tony Hirsch looks to end his year-long layoff, his last fight actually happened in April of 2017 against Javier Arceo. Hirsch in the black trunks with red trim, going up against Garcia in the cheetah shorts. Tony Hirsch, an athlete through and through, actually played for the Arena Football League San Jose Sabercats, and was briefly with the Oakland Raiders before being out for the cornerback spot by Philip Buchanan. So he's an athletic guy, Chris.
Yeah, definitely an athletic guy. Doesn't have an athletic guy in front of him in Manuel Garcia tonight. Tony Hirsch needs to come out here and simply put in the work and get Garcia out of here, man.
Do what he's supposed to do.
Put him out. Yeah, simple as that. Put him out.
Come here and do what he's supposed to do.
There's no reason why Manuel Garcia should go the distance tonight with Tony Hirsch. Simple as that.
The last fight that Hirsch had, he got a round 2 stoppage via TKO. And the fight prior to that, he won 8 rounds against Tenil Goico. So it's interesting to see if Hirsch wants to get some time in there due to long layoff, or if he just wants to get the guy out of there, if he can.
No, it seems that he does want to get the work. He's not being overzealous here. He's just working behind his jab, moving his head, a few feints here and there, taking his time.
Look how much bigger Hirsch is than Garcia. It's a big size difference there. Garcia is really going to have to take it to him and win that respect from Hirsch.
He's definitely got a difficult task in front of him, Marcos. He's trying to get his Tony Hirsch's respect.
We come to the last 40 seconds of round number 1. At this point of Tony Hirsch's career, Chris, it's obvious he's going to want to get a big result here, but what does he have to do in order to achieve that goal of becoming a world champion, you feel?
Definitely sooner than later, step up in competition. Yes, getting those wins in, getting that experience does play a big part, but at this stage in his career, Tony Hirsch simply needs to go out there, get a big fight, win that big fight, and put himself in line for a title contention.
Hirsch lands a 1-2 there. We come to the end of round number 1. Hirsch looking like the light heavyweight, but his opponent, Manuel Garcia, looking more like a middleweight, if I'll be frank.
More like a blown-up middleweight, yeah, because he did come in, he did weigh in at 173 yesterday, but definitely not this weight class is where he should be. Not his ideal weight class.
So we took a look at some highlights in round number 1. Garcia landing a few haymakers. Hirsch responds back to shots to the body, fouls it up with a jab, and a 1-2.
And that's what Tony Hirsch needs to do, Marcos. He needs to keep going to that soft body of Manuel Garcia. Get him out of there soon.
So we get round number 2. The man in front of you, Tony Hirsch, returning to the ring after a year-long layoff, avoiding the haymaker punches of Manuel Garcia. Garcia, obviously the smaller of the two fighters, though does have a very awkward style. Could be attributed to inexperience in there. And we'll see at what point does the size of Hirsch just become too overwhelming for Garcia. Not much power behind these punches that Garcia's landing, as Hirsch easily just pushes him back into the ropes. Hirsch taking his time, being really patient in there, not blitzing Garcia all at once. Sneaks in a hook, follows it up with a 1-2.
Which is what he should do, Marcos. I think he felt him out in the first round. He sees he's not in a lot of danger from Manuel Garcia. Simply just do everyone here in the crowd a favor and put Garcia out, man. You know, maybe he does want to get in the rounds like you said earlier, but what he should do is simply put him out. You got to put him out. You got to look impressive with fighting a guy with this type of record. You know, if you're talking about title contention, You need to put out guys like this. You need to put them out.
Well, in his last 4 fights, Hirsch has gone to the decision in 3 of those 4. Last time he went 8 rounds was back in 2016. This fight is scheduled for 8 rounds. So we'll see if he does make it to the 8th round, or if he decides to turn on the pressure on the much smaller Garcia if he can get him out there. Garcia, though, throws a haymaker.
Yeah, right now Hirsch is just being very passive, not looking for the knockout.
Big 1-2 there,
but
landed by Hirsch.
It could come with those sharp shots that he throws.
Hirsch landed another straight just moments ago. He's trying to time that check hook there from a very leading Manuel Garcia. Hirsch finding success with that straight.
Yeah, he landed that a couple times this round already. And if that's what he wants to do, if that's the strategy that he wants, not really punches and bunches, he needs to focus on that straight right hand that he's landed a couple times this round.
Garcia lunging when he throws his punches. He needs to be extremely careful not to get caught by a counter punch. He's loading up on his punches, but these punches that Hirsch is throwing, just his size is just apparent. And already the side of Garcia is getting red due to the body punches of Tony Hirsch. Take a look here, a replay of the action in round number 2. Garcia with the haymaker, follows it up with the jab, throws the jab, dips a little bit low, but Hirsch is able to easily avoid those punches from the much slower Garcia. And boom, 1-2.
That's the right hand I was talking about during the round, Marcos. Pinpoint accuracy by Tony Hirsch.
So now begin round number 3. Marcos Vegas here on the call with Chris Martin. We're at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Thank you guys for watching us over here on Fight Up TV. 2 men in front of you are Tony Hirsch and Manuel Garcia fighting in the light heavyweight division. It's a scheduled 8-round fight. Hirsch looking to gain momentum in his career. The first time he stepped in the ring in over a year. Garcia, undersized, but he's not undersized with heart. So he continues to fight in there, in with a bigger, not only opponent, but a better athlete than him.
Yeah, well said, Marcos. He no lack of heart here from Garcia. He's throwing punches, trying to defend it as best as possible, but not being uber defensive. He is throwing punches back, trying to win the fight.
A good counter punch there by Hirsch.
There are those haymakers he's trying to land.
Yeah, Garcia slipped a punch in there, and Hirsch shook his head, gave him acknowledgement for that punch.
He did get him, nothing serious, but he got him.
Garcia with a little taunt there just moments ago, taunting Hirsch to come forward. I'm not sure if he's going to want a guy who's bigger than you, stronger than you to come forward at you. As Garcia now winging away punches to the body. Fighting in close quarters, Hirsch able to block and smother a lot of these punches coming from Garcia.
And it doesn't seem to be Tony Hirsch's style to come forward and bully you anyways. As we see now, he just kind of took that step back, avoiding shots, picking at his opponent.
Big overhand there from Hirsch. Follows it up with a 1-2 combination. Good strong jab.
And maybe the lack of activity in the round is also due to his long layoff, you know, about a year, maybe a little bit over. Since the last time he stepped into a professional boxing ring, you know, that could play in your head, you know. Either either really in his head or just subconsciously, man. Like, you know that, okay, maybe I should take it easy. Maybe I should pick my shots a little more than usual, which is kind of what Tony Hirsch is doing right now. Simply just picking his shots. When he throws, he lands.
Setting the pace that he wants to fight.
There you go. Exactly. And he's looking for that right hand again. I see it. It's cocked back. He's ready to throw it.
Come now to the close of this round. Tony Hirsch in control here in Tijuana, Mexico. As we now take a look at the replay here, Hirsch gets a body shot landed on him by Garcia. Garcia lunging forward.
And I believe right here he comes back with a body shot of his own, does Hirsch.
Boom, digs
and
right
up
there
the
to the
middle.
solar plexus. Garcia took it well.
Yeah, he took it well, and then a little matador move by Tony Hirsch right at the end.
Surprised he didn't yell at Ole.
This is boxing, Marcos, not soccer. Not bullfighting.
We got two strong bulls in there in the ring right now, round number 4, here at the Salon Mezzanine. Manuel Garcia has taken the best punches of Tony Hirsch so far. Has showed grit and toughness. Is still in there with a much bigger man than himself. Hirsch taking his time, getting in these rounds. Much needed for a man who, at this point of his career, has not seen a lot of action in the past few years.
You know, Marcos, as we had in our notes, Manuel Garcia, you know, they probed him as a tough guy, and that's exactly what he's shown. He's just a tough guy. You know, he's been coming forward, taking Tony Hirsch's best shots, and still trucking forward, trying to win the fight, trying to land his own big shots. And like you said earlier, Marcos, I think Tony Hirsch is just simply trying to get those rounds in. You know, he's going very he's going at a very monotone pace. Selective shots. Yes, they are hard shots, but you need more than one to put out a guy like Manuel Garcia.
Yeah, Hirsch not throwing in combinations. It's just landing one punch and then moving out. And Garcia, give him credit, he's able to take the punches so far, but in a fight like this, you would expect Hirsch, given that he's the better athlete, you'd want him to start taking over and being dominant at some point.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. Is we want to see Tony Hirsch being the dominant athlete.
And don't get me wrong, he has
he's dominating, but
overwhelmingly dominant.
There you go. That's what we're looking to see. You know, like I said earlier, with a type of record like Manuel Garcia, 5-16. That's what we want to see. Is we want to see Tony Hirsch put him out of there, you know, and not necessarily coast to a 8-round unanimous decision.
Well, like I mentioned, in his last fight back in 2017, Tony Hirsch did score a second-round technical knockout. But before that, he had not gotten a stoppage victory since November of 2014 against Kelly Wright, in which he scored that in the first round.
And he needs to remember how he got that knockout, you know, putting his shots together. Right here, he's landing solid one shots. But he needs to put 2, he needs to put 3 together, and that's what's going to put out an opponent, is that second or third shot. Maybe even 4, boom. You missed the first 3, but you land that 4th shot. So that's why we throw combinations in boxing.
We took a look back at action from round number 4. Garcia with some body shots. Hirsch responding, taking his time, throwing out his jab, waiting for an opening. But Hirsch has been able to avoid a lot of the punches that Garcia has been throwing at him as well. Very much acting like the bull when he wants, and like the matador when he wants as well.
I'm gonna say 80% matador, not too much bull from Tony Hirsch, and that's what he needs to do in order to get this guy out of here. He needs to simply just turn up the heat, get him out of here.
See Hirsch throwing a lot of jabs to the body and the stomach, looking to potentially start putting punches together, set up an overhand. Garcia there with a haymaker, but it's blocked by Hirsch.
Very easily blocked.
Just nothing of consequence from those punches that Manuel Garcia throws that makes Hirsch think about not throwing a punch or puts him in a different position. He just doesn't have the power, Garcia.
And that's the body work that Tony Hirsch needs to bring out in this fight. You know, Manuel Garcia has a soft body. He needs to keep going to that body.
Crowd getting a bit restless now. Wanting to see more action between both these fighters. Both fighters tagging each other, but Hirsch flicking out that jab. Throws a two-punch combination.
Yeah, every time Manuel Garcia tries to come forward and tries to mount a little bit of offense, Tony Hirsch just puts a stop to it.
Tony Hirsch just landed a big right hand, though. Garcia, for the most part, has taken all these punches well. It doesn't seem to have affected him. Or he has the world's best poker face. Could be one of the two.
No, I think that body shot right at the end, that left hook to the body finally hurt Garcia. His face expression changed. His body language. It's the first time he's backing up a little bit more than usual. And I think Tony Hirsch smells it. Went back to the body right there.
We're approaching now the final moments of this round number 5. It's been all Tony Hirsch so far over the course of 5 rounds. Having his way against Manuel Garcia.
And Manuel Garcia trying to load up right at the end. Bell rang right before he was able to throw it.
Double jab there from Tony Hirsch to start out round number 6. Garcia with a little bit more life in him. Tony Hirsch trying to do a lateral movement there, trying to open up an opening to land a big power shot. Garcia looking a little bit desperate, lunging, trying to just land something that'll change the course of this fight and get him back in here.
Tony Hirsch showed the body language that he was going to come out here and bully his way forward, but he's doing the same thing. He's kind of staying out of range of Garcia. Happy to keep throwing that jab, popping him, pop shotting him. Every time Hirsch throws, he lands. Every time he throws, he lands. So
it's not a bad thing.
No, but what I'm saying is he could turn it up if he really wanted to. Maybe we don't know what his camp was like. Maybe he doesn't have the energy. He knows it in the back of his mind, and he doesn't want to go ahead and throw those punches, because if he doesn't take them out, he's afraid of the consequences. What if I get tired? What if I can't make it to that 8th and final round? You know, so.
As Hirsch lands a big 1-2, moves Garcia back. Let's see if he goes ahead and capitalizes on this. It's Garcia comes forward with 2 wild haymakers. Very telegraphed. You can see him coming a mile away as Hirsch lands a straight. Fans imploring him to keep on the pressure of Garcia.
And when Tony Hirsch goes back and looks at this tape, if he's that type of fighter that will go back and critique his work, he's going to see that he had plenty of openings, plenty of time to go ahead and take out Garcia, but he was just too
passive.
Too passive, that's the word. I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but too passive. Happy with just landing a couple shots, winning the round. He could win him by a much bigger margin.
Well, with what we had mentioned earlier, it has been a year since he's fought. It's been even longer since he's gone more than 2 rounds. It could be the plan from the very beginning to be able to get these rounds in, to get that reflex back, that conditioning back, and see how he adjusts to it.
Yeah, Marcos, I get it. But at the same time, speaking as a professional boxer, but mainly speaking as a fan. I've been a fan of this sport since I was 8 years old. You're a professional and you get paid to entertain. So he needs to entertain here. He needs to go ahead and throw those combinations, throw those punches. That's what people come and pay to see. And that's what the people at home want to see as well. They want to see fighters go at it. You know, that's what we want to see. And he has the capability. I know he could do it. I see him do it in spots, in spurts, but he simply needs to pick up his punch count. Like I said, he's going to look back at this and he's going to see, all right, I could have done more. I could have taken this guy out in the 2nd round instead of maybe the 7th or 8th if he does take him out.
So we are now in round number 7. This fight scheduled for 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Still on deck, our main event, Marcos Forestal taking on Daniel Vega. And in the co-main event, Rafael Ramirez taking on Ramon Barahas. But in front of us, Hirsch versus Garcia. Hirsch has won just about every single round so far.
Just about every second of every single round as well.
As he still has a very determined opponent in front of him in Manuel Garcia. Just Manuel Garcia lacking the power really to make any sort of difference in this fight at this point. As he lunges forward with the body shot and fouls it up. Little modified uppercut and a jab from Tony Hirsch. And you expect that Tony Hirsch would start pouring it on Manuel Garcia. And I know we've talked about it, Chris, but the crowd getting a little bit restless now.
Yeah, you can kind of hear the crowd dying down.
And you can hear their comments too.
Yeah. Something we're not going to repeat, Marcos. We're not going to repeat.
So we approach 1 minute left in this round number 7. Chris, as we look at this final minute in round number 8, given that he's had such a long layoff, what do you want to see from Tony Hirsch?
Well, if you're talking about round number 8, we're in round number 7, but simply try to close the show. Okay, you could say now he held it all the way to the 7th and 8th round. Try to close the show. Do your best to close the show. Give these people a reason to forget such a passive pace rounds 1 through 7. Give them a reason to forget, because we all know that if we get that knockout and a spectacular knockout in the 8th round, all is forgotten. All is going to be forgotten. Why? Because we're going to be wild.
Well, I'm saying Hirsch just landed a big haymaker there. Got the attention of Manuel Garcia as we come down to the closing seconds of this round number 7. The first punch of real solid consequence that Hirsch landed. But Garcia's taking these punches really well. It seems the only punch that really has affected Garcia is the body shots. Good sportsmanship shown by both fighters as we now start round number 8, the final round of this light heavyweight tilt between Tony Hirsch of Oakland, California, and Manuel Garcia. Make no mistake, it's been Hirsch all the way through. And yes, Manuel Garcia, not the best record, but Hirsch not being active in the last year or so, with only one fight, needs fights like this to get back not only into condition, but to sharpen his senses, sharpen his reflexes, and really get himself set and ready for another major run at potentially a world title down the road.
Yeah, definitely, Marcos. We don't know what that long layoff was. We don't know how long he trained for this fight. You know, so it's easy to say, go out there and throw punches, right? You could say that from the fan standpoint. You can even say that as another professional fighter talking to another one. It's easy to say, but only he knows what he's looking at. Only he knows his conditioning level, what the strategy was coming into this fight. Like you mentioned earlier, maybe he didn't want the rounds. Maybe he didn't want to go all 8 and give himself that confidence for the next fight. Hey, I can go 8 rounds. So.
For his part, Manuel Garcia has been trying to make something out of nothing here. Has been trying to win these rounds and win this fight. As the mouse is now formed, and Hirsch landing a good hook there. The thing with Hirsch is he'll land one punch and he won't let go of his hands anymore. It's a big haymaker there, missed by Garcia. Hirsch sees it by a mile away.
Yeah, Marcos, he continues to pop shot. He'll land one, at the most 2, and then step out of range, you know. Not only for Manuel Garcia not to hit him, which I think is his strategy, but also he puts himself, Tony Hirsch, out of range. So he can't capitalize on the damage he just created with that 1-2 or that right hand left hook, like he just landed right there.
.30 left in round number 8. Let's see if Tony Hirsch can really turn up the intensity here, finish strong, maybe get out, maybe get Manuel Garcia out of here. Though he's kind of put the energy of this crowd at a minimum, given his pace. As the ref now singles for the last 10 seconds of round number 8. Tony Hirsch will get the decision victory here in Tijuana, Mexico, as both fighters embrace and give each other a hug. That's great to see. Great sportsmanship being shown by Tony Hirsch and Manuel Garcia. And Chris, did you like, in general, what you saw from Tony Hirsch, given the time off he's had?
Well, I like the fact that he won every second of every round. But once again, I'll say from a fan standpoint, he didn't show that drama, that urgency that people like to see. You know what I mean? And we as commentators here, we hear it in the crowd. We see when a crowd is excited about a fight. And here, everybody was just simply quiet, chattering. And that's a result of what's going on upstairs in the ring. Tony Hirsch is going to come back, look at this fight, and see, okay, I have these opportunities. Next time I see myself in this moment, I'm going to go ahead and throw those shots. Because he absolutely had the opportunity, and he has the ability, the speed, the power. But he just needs to do it. He needs to apply it.
Let's go ahead now and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get the judge's decision.
Damas y caballeros, después de 8 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. After 8 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Los 3 jueces, Francisco Pacheco, Carlos Flores y Carlos de la Rocha, coinciden en tarjetas 80-72. All 3 judges have the same scores of 80-72. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime, the former WBC USMBC champion from Oakland, California, Tony Hirsch. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival de Mexicali, Manuel Garcia.
Tony Hirsch getting a win here in Tijuana, Mexico, improving his record to 21-4-2. Getting a unanimous decision victory over Manuel Garcia. Ramon Barajas is actually coming up next. Excuse me, folks. I stepped into a time vortex, time machine. On deck, we will see the return of Rafael Ramirez and Ramon Barajas. Okay, I'm hearing from the truck that we're having an announcement right now.
Su atención al centro del ring. Le hacemos el uso de la voz al mexicalense Manuel García, que quiere hacer un anuncio.
Bueno, nomás para comentarles que hoy, gracias a Dios, le doy muchas gracias a Dios por verme mantenido hasta ahorita sano. Jamás he sido noqueado. Siempre he dado lo mejor que puedo arriba del ring. Y hoy, precisamente hoy, con este peleador, anuncio mi retiro. Le doy muchas gracias a Tijuana y que siempre se acuerde de mí. Siempre di todo. No soy bueno, pero siempre doy lo mejor que puedo. Y al DJ, ahorita que me retire, por favor, si pueden tocar mi himno de guerra, toquen Guerrero Jaguar para recordar mis raíces, porque yo soy purépecha.
First of all, he wants to thank the promoting company, Boristeca Boxing, for this opportunity. And also, he would like to announce his retirement. He would like to thank all of his fans, the gyms, everyone who came to support tonight, and he's very grateful for all the opportunity and the chance of fighting here in Tijuana. Muchas gracias, Manuel. Gracias, y seguro vas a hacer más cosas después fuera del ring.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tijuana, for your love.
Ahí está Manuel García de Mexicali. Gracias. Sangre purépecha. Y ahora tenemos aquí a una belleza tijuanense que tiene un anuncio que darnos, o más bien viene a obsequiarnos regalos de nuestros patrocinadores y de Fisio Fit. Los dejo con Nadia.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? ¿Cómo están?
Armando, he was a great person. He was a great fighter. He was a great person inside the ring and outside the ring. You know, he was a good family person. He was a great fighter. I got to do a few rounds of sparring with him. He had a heavy-handed. He was quick. He had that technique. He fought smart. And you know, I just wish him the best luck in his retirement.
You know, I feel Armando had a lot of future still in boxing. You know, he was a very aggressive fighter. He was a fighter that was very dedicated with a lot of discipline. But, you know, I understand he has a really hard job. He's married with kids, so he wanted to dedicate some time to the kids and the wife. You know, having a full-time job is really hard to just dedicate 100% to boxing. So, you know, I understand it was pretty hard for him. So, you know, I hope he was still fighting, but I'll wish the best for him and his family in the future.
Well, to first start it off, me and Tovar had really good experience during our camps. You know, we had really good rounds of sparring. I think he's well-rounded. And what I think about his retirement, you know, this sport it takes a lot of sacrifice. It's 95% got to pay attention to boxing. You got to be really hungry and dedicated to it. You know, I felt the dedication was there, but he just wanted to separate boxing and his family. So he had to put a lot of attention to his family, and that's what he wanted to do. And he has kids as well. You know, I can't bag him for that. So I think he made the right move. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and he had a great run. He can't complain about it. I think he's a great person inside of the ring and outside of the ring, and I hope and good luck for the rest of his career.
Oh, well, this is a huge loss for the boxing. He established a fan base here in both sides of the border, both in Tijuana and also in San Diego. But I know it's hard being a boxer and also being a father. So, well, we wish him the best of success, and I know what it is to be a dad and also being in the boxing business. So it's kind of hard to share your times with the family and also with the work. But okay, well, I think he already took that decision, and we wish him the best. I just want to give him a really quick message. Hey, Armando, you gave us heck of a fights all the time you came to Tijuana, and I wish you the best, buddy. God bless, and from my family to yours, and congratulations for being a full-time dad.
We see now coming to the ring, Ramon Barahas. He is the opponent that will be facing off against Rafael Ramirez. Ramon from Tepic, Nayarit, Mexico. Weighed in yesterday at 150 pounds. This fight in the super welterweight division. Max weight at super welterweight is 154. as we await now the ring entrance of Rafael Ramirez of San Diego, California. That man right there is Rafael Ramirez as he's making his way to the ring. Last fought here a few months ago for us, getting the victory, adding victory number 20 to his professional record. As we see in his corner, Jeff Mayweather, the brother of Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Jeff Mayweather will be working the corner of Rafael Ramirez. Ramirez affiliated with the Money Team, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was a former sparring partner of him. Ramirez, a veteran of the sport, has been around a very long time. Ramirez brought his whole camp out. He got an entourage of like 10 people out here in the ring.
It's definitely an entourage, Marcos.
See that man right there, getting ready for war, Ramon Barahas. Staying cool under pressure. Not letting him get intimidated by Rafael Ramirez. Giving a full flex there with a picture. He's ready to go.
This guy is fired up, Marcos. He is fired up.
Well, he had mentioned to our producers that he was going to bring it to Rafael Ramirez. He knew that Rafael Ramirez was a boxer. So let's go ahead and take it up to Pablo Flores to get this fight started.
Damas y caballeros, este es el combate coestelar de esta noche. Y está pactado a 8 rounds por el título Super Welter de la Federación Mundial de Boxeo en México. This is your co-feature bout of the evening. Set for 8 rounds of boxing for the World Boxing Federation Super Welterweight title in Mexico. Sanctioned by the WBF President Howard Goldberg. Your supervisor in attendance, supervisor en turno, Max Zúñiga La Bandera. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Daniel López, el Dr. Ramón Cruz y Antonio Villegas. And when the action begins, your third man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie para medir las acciones, el experimentado Manuel Rincón. Introducing to you first the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in at 150 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color azul con plata, con un peso de 150 libras. Cuenta con 27 combates profesionales. He stands with 27 professional bouts from Tepic, Nayarit, México. Ramón El Cholo Barahas. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner wearing black and pink. He officially weighs in at 150 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con rosa, con un peso idéntico de 150 libras. He stands professionally with 20 victories against 4 losses, 2 draws, and 4 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 20 victorias, 4 derrotas, 2 empates y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. The pride of San Diego, California, USA, Rafael Ramirez. Y para las instrucciones finales, aquí está Manuel Rincón with the final instructions.
Venga para acá, por favor. Venga para allá. Señores, vamos a hacer una pelea limpia, una pelea buena. Demuestren su profesionalismo. Si alguno de los dos cae a la luna, al contrario, se ve una esquina neutral para empezar a contar. ¿De acuerdo? Tengan mucho cuidado con la cabeza. Golpes abajo del cinturón. Choque la mano y que gane el mejor.
All right, folks, this is the co-main event of the evening. Rafael Ramirez of San Diego, California, up against Ramon Barahas. Marcos Villegas here ringside on the call with my broadcast partner, Chris Martin, and now being joined by Vince Para, the trainer of Maurice Hooker. First off, congratulations, Maurice, becoming a world champion. I know that must be something extremely exciting for you guys.
That was great, especially having to go over to the UK and take it there. So we're real happy about that. We were only here about a year and a half ago, fighting right here at Salon Mezzanine. So it's great for everybody involved.
So we get round number one. Barajas in the blue shorts with silver trim. Ramirez in the black shorts with pink trim. You notice the corner of Ramirez, former professional fighter Jeff Mayweather, also the brother of Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Roger Mayweather. It's a good little corner to have there if you're Ramirez. A lot of knowledge there. Barajas el Cholo, due to his bald head and his mustache, talking to Rafael Ramirez. Ramirez is through and through a boxer, Chris. Very slick guy, likes to punch and move around, but Barajas is a pressure guy. He'll be right in front of you the whole night.
Yeah, Barahas is definitely going to come forward on Rafi all night, on Rafi Ramirez all night, but that's what he wants. That's what Ramirez wants. Look, and he excels at that style coming at him. None of those punches there landed. He was able to evade them. Now he's got to simply put his combinations together, punch, make him miss, but also make him pay, or else Cholo Barajas is going to be coming all night long.
And Ramirez, if you've seen him fight, makes very good use of his jab, is very active with it, as he's already sticking it out there. And he's gonna use it as a weapon to keep Barajas off of him, or at least set other openings and other punches up against him.
Yeah, and my man Vince Barra here and myself, we've been here in the San Diego scene pretty much the whole time that Ralph's been here, and we know what he's gonna bring, and he's gonna bring nothing but movement, flair, and just keep that, like you said, keep that jab all night, keep that jab in his face all night.
So Ramirez temporarily switched to southpaw there.
Shows, and now we're seeing here this guy's tailor-made for him. It's just getting put together.
Yeah, simply that, Vince. He just needs to put it together, and I like what you said. He's definitely tailor-made for Ralph's style. You know, Ralph's style is to make you miss, make you pay. Talk about the layoff. Marcos and I were speaking about the fact that Ramirez looks sharp after each fight, and especially this fight, he looks very toned. His physique, hopefully, it translates into the fight. You know, being able to maintain that style that he carries. You know, make him miss, make him pay.
Well, Chris, you know as well as I do. I mean, it's tough to stay motivated and stay in shape, especially when you get up there in age. And you know, Ralphie's no spring chicken at 38, but you know, he hasn't had a lot. He had a lot of time off, so it's just about how his body's going to react. And you know, he does look better. He's looking better every fight. And you know, let's see if he can you know, put things together tonight. He's got a live opponent.
Yeah, absolutely a live opponent in Ramon Barajas.
So Ramirez getting last-minute instructions from Jeff Mayweather. So we begin round number 2. 8 rounds scheduled in the super welterweight division. Barajas a pressure guy through and through. Very awkward though. Throws his punches at awkward angles. Needs to be careful not to get countered by Ramirez. He does tend to leave his punches out there when he throws them. And Cholos Ramirez landing a series of punches there.
And Ramirez still hasn't been able to establish respect from Barahas, which is what he has to do. He has to land a hard shot to keep Barahas from coming forward, or else he's just going to keep coming forward this whole time.
Yeah, Barahas just tapped his gloves after that shot.
Angrily, right?
Yeah, he did. As fans now getting into it too, right behind us, screaming at Rafael Ramirez, imploring him. He's doing well so far over the course of this round in the first round. Though this pace, it got me questioning how long can Barahas keep this pace, because Ramirez is going to make him fight his pace, and he's comfortable fighting his pace for as long as he does it.
Yeah, but right there on the hold, Barahas didn't allow Ramirez to hold him. He's backing up, he's trying to throw punches, so he's letting the ref know who's holding.
Three-punch combination there blocked by Barahas. Barahas inching forward, but every time he does get close, Ramirez smartly clinching up.
Yeah, Ralph looks like he's fighting a very measured fight. He's obviously thinking about the rounds, but honestly, it would probably serve him better to make Barahas go backwards.
That's the one thing with pressure fighters, because they move forward so much. The moment you put them on their back foot, they kind of freak out.
Yeah, it looks like he has a problem going back, but again, it takes a lot of energy to push the guy back, and it looks like Ralphie's definitely measuring himself.
And Ramirez just ate a wild haymaker punch from Baraja just moments ago. As Baraja continues to push forward, making it an ugly fight.
Yeah, and if Barahas wants any chance to win this fight, he needs to make it an ugly fight.
I agree. He's definitely going to put his head in Ramirez's chest and try to make it ugly. And on the same token, Ramirez needs to keep him at range and, keep him backing up.
Baraja now getting the crowd back into it. Flurry of punches as Ramirez back on the ropes. Ramirez defending, but some of these punches are getting through. Ramirez gives him a little grin, acknowledging the work that Barajas put in. Final 10 seconds of this round number 2 coming up. As both Rafael Ramirez and Cholo Barajas gave us a good end to round number 2.
Barajas threw a lot of punches right there, and not very many, if any, landed. So, yeah, we'll see what happens going into these, middle rounds.
So we take a look now at the replay from Barajas. We see his barrage here, Chris. What's going on?
Well, like Vince said, a lot of punches are being thrown. Nothing really landed cleanly. Everything's being parried, or just kind of ducked and and weaved. And we'll see how much tanking the gas Barajas has to continue throwing this type of barrage.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, how long can Barajas keep this pace up? He looks like he's in shape. And if he's able to keep this pace off for 8 rounds, things are going to get really, really interesting in rounds 7 and 8.
Yes, Marcos, but not a lot of fighters, especially fighters in shape, cannot just keep punching hard and punching wind. It takes a toll. And right there, he punched a lot of wind.
It would serve Ramirez right to start working to the body a little bit.
Exactly, get Barajas a little worn down.
Barajas is just like this wild Mexican tornado, just throwing punches from all angles, trying to rough you up, really trying to make it a street fight in there against Ramirez. Ramirez, more of a finesse guy. He's going to go in there and make it look pretty, land his punches, get his work in and get out. And he's going to try to neutralize the pressure of Cholo Barajas with his jab and make him fight at his pace. Chris, in order for him to do that, is it more than just a jab that he needs to throw out there?
Definitely much more than that jab that he needs to land.
It looks like Ramirez is cut
from a headbutt.
He has a cut over the right eye. Is the doctor now stepping in to take a look?
And according to Ramirez, it seems as it was an intentional headbutt by Barahas.
Oh no, it's not
It
good.
doesn't look good. No, it looks like they're stopping the fight.
They're stopping the fight. So we take a look at what happened with the headbutt.
Oh, there it was.
It definitely wasn't an intentional headbutt, as Barahas threw a right hand.
Let's go ahead and take a look now at the corner of Ramon Cholo Barahas.
Yeah.
As we await now for the official decision. 4 rounds were not completed though. So you think because it's an accidental headbutt and 4 rounds were not completed, this fight has to go to a no decision. The rules could be different in Mexico. Ramon Barahas feels he won the fight outright, is pumped up in the corner. As we go ahead and take it up to Pablo Flores, we'll hear the official decision for this fight. Now I'm hearing from the truck that the decision is not ready yet. We'll go ahead and take another look at the headbutt. Cholo lands a hook there, but the headbutt is apparent. We see the moment that the heads did collide. Ramirez opens up and starts motioning to the referee that the headbutt did take place. Excuse us, folks. It seems that the decision is not ready yet. I believe the commission is trying to figure things out here. Like I mentioned, 4 rounds were not completed. It was an accidental headbutt. This fight should go to a no decision. Commissions generally follow a general standard of rules when it comes to things like this. We are in Mexico. There could be slight tweaks in different states in the U.S. If an accidental headbutt happens before the completion of 3 rounds, you can go to the scorecards. But we'll see right now what the commission decides here. As we go ahead and we do have a decision, let's go and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to hear what is ruled here tonight.
Damas y caballeros, un cabezazo occidental obliga al referee Manuel Rincón a detener las acciones con un tiempo de 1 minuto con 4 segundos en el cuarto asalto. An accidental headbutt forces referee Manuel Rincón to stop the contest with an official time of 1 minute and 4 seconds in round number 4. Therefore, we have a no contest. Tenemos una pelea sin decisión.
That was the right decision. Ramon Barahas gave this look like, oh man, come on. He was expecting
Yeah,
to
I
get a
believe
win.
that. I believe that. Barahas thought he won the fight.
He did think he won the fight.
He really did think he won the fight, but it was a headbutt. We could see it in the replay. It was a headbutt. You know, it's a shame for the fans here at Salón Mezzanine and the people watching at home. You know, got cheated out of a good fight. You know,
and it seemed to have the makings of a good fight too, because Barahas really had a lot of pressure.
He was
on him.
A lot of pressure. He was taking Ramirez's shots. Even though Ramirez was outclassing him, it seemed as Barahas was coming on slowly.
Well, you know, it was looking like it was going to turn into a grueling fight. It's kind of hard for me to say or even like tell from here. But I guess, you know, the cut was too much for him to overcome. But let's see what happens. It's a terrible setback for both guys. I'm sure trained real hard.
Yeah, definitely a setback for both guys. You know, especially Ralph Ramirez, who's trying to make a comeback. And this definitely kind of slows his pace in order for him to make a big comeback and get a big fight later in the near future. So
you know as well as I do, Chris, that this is it's no game, and you know, these are great developmental fights and fights to keep you busy and get you guys going. But at the same time, you got to be ready to fight. You got to be ready to go to war, and you know, whatever comes along with it. So I think Rafael Ramirez has some questions to ask himself, and you know, hopefully he can get back and bounce back. But this isn't easy.
Oh, absolutely, it's not easy. Only Rafael Ramirez knows what was happening, that he couldn't see. The doctor stopped the fight, and like you said, Marcos, definitely a setback for both fighters, not just Ralph, for Garcia as well.
You know what kind of made me think? The cut didn't look too deep. So, in my opinion, I felt like he could have potentially continued. It wasn't a cut that looked extremely deep to the bone. But that's true, you never know. He might have a lot of scar tissue up there as well.
That was it. But, hey, look, you know, you want to make it to the top of this sport. You know, things are going to get messy. And, hey, you know, like I said, I hope Ralphie got some answers and he can bounce back. It's not easy, especially when you're doing it at 38. So hopefully they're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said.
And the older you get, too, your skin's not getting any tighter either. You're going to get cut easily, even more the older you get. It's kind of what happens when you get older.
It's unfortunate. Somebody didn't get a new piece of hardware tonight.
As now we move on to our main event of the evening. We see here Daniel Vega making his way to the ring from Sonora, Mexico. 12-year pro, made his pro debut in September 30th of 2006. Last fought in January of 2018, getting a round 2 technical knockout over Armando Corral here in Mexico. There's a big task in front of him. A guy that's had a lot of amateur experience, who's highly accomplished in the amateur ranks, undefeated, comes from the Cuban school of boxing. That man, of course, is Marcos Forestal, who has an undefeated record of 8-0, about to make his way to the ring right now. There we see Marcos Forestal from Guantanamo, Cuba, but living in Miami, Florida. Like I mentioned, a highly accomplished amateur, 3-time Cuban national champion with an amateur record of 375 fights and 12 losses. He actually defeated the 2012 gold medalist Jose Ramirez and fought in the World Series of Boxing, in which he went undefeated in his 3 fights. Defected to the U.S. in April 12th of 2014. It's a pleasure to have him inside here in the ring for us in Best in Boxing and Fight Hub, as we take it up to Pablo Flores, our ring announcer, to get the main event of the night started.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB, The Best in Boxing, presenta el combate estelar de esta noche. Y está pactado a 10 rounds por el Campeonato Internacional de Peso Super Gallo de la Federación Mundial de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBF Super Bantamweight International Championship. Sanctioned by the WBF, sancionado por la Federación Mundial de Boxeo, President Howard Goldberg. Supervisor in attendance, Max Zúñiga Lavandera. Your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces, Daniel López, el Dr. Román Cruz y Antonio Villegas. And your third man at the bell, el tercero en la superficie para medir las acciones, el referee internacional, Juan José Ramirez. Ahora bien, damas y caballeros que nos siguen a través de la señal de Fight Hub TV en YouTube. Y los presentes desde la tradición del Salón Mezzanine, desde la frontera más visitada del mundo, Tijuana, Baja California, México. ¡Ajusten sus cinturones! Introducing to your first fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in at 122.5 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo en azul marino con blanco, con un peso de 122.5 libras. And his professional campaign, he stands with a record of 7 victories against 6 losses, and 3 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord profesional de 7 victorias, 6 derrotas y 3 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Puritito Nacosari, Sonora, Daniel El Carrizo Vega. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing blue and silver. He officially weighs in at 123.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo en color azul con plata, con un peso de 123.5 libras. And his professional campaign, he stands with a record, a perfect one. 8 victories, no losses, and 4 of his big wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord invicto de 8 victorias, 0 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando Guantánamo, Cuba. In House of Boxing, San Diego, California, USA. No pasa nada, Cere. Marcos Forestal. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, el referee internacional, Juan José Ramírez.
Muy bien, vamos a respetar las reglas. Ya se las di hace unos momentos. Vamos a dar una pelea limpia y bonita. Dense la mano, suerte y gane el mejor. Vamos a tomar la foto.
Folks, this is our main event of the evening. This is Marcos Villegas, ringside here with my broadcast partner, Chris Martin. So we are from the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. So we're about to see Marcos Forestal, the undefeated Cuban, 8-0 with 4 knockouts to his name, take on Daniel Vega, 7-6 with 4 knockouts. And here we go, round number 1. Forestal in the blue trunks with white trim. Vega, the black trunks with white trim. Forestal, the taller of the two, will look to use his height and his reach against Daniel Vega.
And a nice body shot by Forestal to start the round.
Jeez, that was fast, right? Let's see if Forestal can take advantage of that. Maybe close out the show here in round number 1. Forestal last fought in April of 2018. Though his fight ended in controversial fashion. It was originally, he was originally disqualified for a low blow in the 6th round, and down goes Vega again. Yeah, Vega making the count. Let's see if Forestal closes the show here. Easy money for him if he does. And down goes Vega again. It's all over. Marcos Forestal improving his record, 9-0, 5 KOs, barely breaking a sweat.
He definitely broke a sweat in the locker room before he came out here.
disposes of Daniel Vega in dominating fashion. Vega still on the canvas. Forestal has quite a story, actually. He's bounced around, like we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, from manager to manager. Was managed at one time by Al Heyman, went to Gary Hyde, who is also the manager of Guillermo Rigondeaux. As we come now to the replay of the second knockdown. See, Vega already hurt. Forestal following up with another punch to the solar plexus.
And he dug that right in there, Marcos. He did throw it, and he dug it right in there. He threw it hard, but it was like an extra push right at the end.
Certainly the performance that Forestal wanted to have here. He wanted to make an impact in this heavily crowded 122-pound division. Forestal, quite the interesting backstory he has. So from Gary Hyde, he went ahead and decided to step away from boxing. Wanted to become a truck driver. With the savings that he had, bought a semi-truck, but he never learned how to drive the semi-truck. Decided against his decision to be a semi-truck driver. Actually reached out to Boristeca Boxing, Saul Rios, told him he wanted to be a boxer again. Got him in contact with his current manager, Cristina Carrillo. Hired somebody to drive him over here in that same semi-truck with his bed and all his stuff. Moved to San Diego, and now gets this knockout win.
It's a great story. It's a great story.
Yeah.
You know, when kids come out of that Cuban system, and it's so hard for them to get through and break through. And yeah, like you're telling me, I didn't know that about the kid, but it's a great story. And you know, right now he showed that there's levels to this sport, and he definitely separated himself from this guy tonight, and he did a good job. And I'd like to see him in the future.
You mentioned the Cuban boxers, and he definitely does not have that Cuban style that we're used to. You know, this guy comes to fight. He throws punches. He punches to hurt you.
That's
and
right.
It's just mainly fan friendly. This is what the people come to see. This is what the people at home want to see. This is a very great prospect.
And it looks like he's got a lot of the influence from Carlos Barragán and House of Boxing.
Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye con un tiempo de 1 minuto 29 segundos del primer asalto. We have the official time of 1 minute 29 seconds in the very first round. Declaring your winner by the way of KO victory. Su ganador por la vía del knockout. El new WBF International Super Bantamweight Champion, el nuevo campeón internacional de peso super gallo de la Federación Mundial de Boxeo. Guantánamo, Cuba y House of Boxing San Diego. No pasa nada, Cere. Marcos Forestal.
We're now being joined by our winner, Marcos Forestal. First off, congratulations. You had a very dominant performance. But are you disappointed that the fight ended so early?
Decepcionado porque acabó la pelea muy temprano.
Sí, bueno,
Está un poco decepcionado, pero que imagínate son golpes contundentes, son golpes imprevistos. Nosotros vinimos bien preparados y bien fuertes para esta pelea. ¿Y qué le puedo decir? Ya eso son cosas del oponente, no son cosas mías. Yo voy a salir a hacer mi trabajo y como bien, gracias a Dios, hoy todo salió bien y nada.
I'm a professional. I'm well prepared for this. I'm going to battle, and you know, it's not my fault. It's my opponent's, and I'm here prepared to do my job. That's what I just did.
Up, man?
You ended up getting and picking up a title belt. I know you feel like you could hang with the best at 122 pounds. In terms of the future, what do you want to do and how do you want to challenge yourself?
¿Tú quisieras retar a alguien? ¿Cuáles son tus planes?
Sí, por supuesto, claro. Para eso venimos trabajando ya hace un tiempito atrás, después que estuvimos inactivos en nuestra carrera, pero ya arrancó el tren. Como bien saben todos, el domador Marco Forestal o el Tsunami, como me quieran llamar, estamos listos y estoy preparado para pelear contra los mejores de las 122 libras en el mundo.
Yeah, I'm ready for, this is the Tsunami from Guantanamo, however you want to call me, and I'm ready to face anyone, you know, the best of the best in the 122 pounds division.
Who?
¿A quién te gustaría?
Cualquiera, estoy ready para todo el mundo. I'm ready for everybody.
Marcos, congratulations. I'm sure our fans watching understand that. A great performance here. This is Marcos Viegas with the other Marcos, the tough Marcos, Marcos Forestal. Well, folks, that goes ahead and wraps up the action over here from the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching us over here at Fight Up TV. We will return, and for my broadcast partner, Chris Martin, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching us here tonight, and be safe, and thank you.
How you guys?